You're right.
Trade.
Is there another? I think
Right.
that's not a quest. I think that's a bounty, but let me double check.
Oh my god, there's probably no way I can
Greetings,
accept all of
Professor
that. Well, I
Peril.
guess I can.
Yeah, that's a bounty.
Ugh, heavy rifles.
Yeah, I don't like them, but maybe the drone could play with them.
Mm-hmm. Damage 16. Minion damage 24.
I've always been of the opinion that almost any book can be made better with some well-written bloodletting. I mean,
Rocket.
going to monument.
Alright.
Look, there's gonna be people with quests for us.
Monument? Possibly.
Yes, in fact there is. John's has a quest for us.
No way.
And it is in Mark Lane Approach. What a quinky dink.
What?
Oh look, there's another person with a quest. How's Bard life? It's okay. I've been having some weird health issues that hopefully I'll have something of an answer to on Wednesday, but other than that,
Connor also has a
too bad.
quest.
How's Peril life?
Perilous, I hope.
I was gonna say, Professor Peril, I don't think you were here Thursday. Simon introduced us to a game called Horde. It is so much fun. It's this lovely little arcade game-esque thing, and I absolutely love it. I'm not very good at it, but I love
You
it.
guys get the quest from Connor as well?
Yep. I think I have 5 now. Let me see.
1, 2, 5. Yep, 5.
Yep, 5.
The deep payroll in one sitting, brood goodbye, and the call. Oh, look, a Hell Rift. Right out the gate.
Or is it a Hellgate right out the rift?
Possibly. Yeah, I'm more annoyed about the health thing because it's starting to affect my work, and that's not good. I mean, hopefully it's something...
Evil up.
Yeah, I mean, all signs point to it being something not serious, but, just in case. Although then again, with everything that's happened in my medical history, my definition of not serious would probably terrify the shit out of some people. All 12!
All 12.
Oh yeah, Shagrazier, you know the rib story, right?
I do.
Ooh, ancient blood right out the gate.
You still wear it, right?
I still wear it. I don't think Simon knows the rib story. That'd
Probably
be a
not.
fun story to tell.
Go for it.
I need to write it down at some point, including how I put the necklace together. So Simon and the audience, I'm sure, are very confused. So for one day, I wake up and there's like a weird kind of bruise, something or other in my arm. It's fine, except by the time Saturday rolls around, my arm is swollen. It's kind of weird. So Sunday, I'm like, okay, why does my chest feel tight? That is the fastest I've ever been admitted in the ER. And that was when I was that was the first time in my life I've been concerned at a hospital, because as someone who has several family members who are medical professionals, I know that the longer you have to wait to be seen in the emergency room, the more likely it is that it's, pretty fine. But when you're admitted within 5 minutes, it's not a good thing.
They always admit quickly for chest pain because they don't want it to be a heart attack or a stroke.
Correct. And it was good that they did, because it turns out I had blood clots all up my arm, and it was like 2 hours away approximately from having a pulmonary embolism.
Fun.
Yeah, real good times. this was like, so this was my first overnight stay in the hospital, which was interesting. So there's a condition called thoracic outlet syndrome, and there's 3 different types. The most common type is, and the thoracic outlet is like, for those who can see the camera, in the shoulder area, the thorax. But basically, it's the most common type is when your nerves get pinched in that area, usually between the top rib and the collarbone. That's something that can be fixed with physical therapy. However, there are some cases where either your vein or your artery get pinched between the top rib and the collarbone. And then, of course, the vein or that blood vessel gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and therefore causing blood clots. So, how do we fix this? We fix this by removing the piece for the nerves. It's physical therapy. For when you when the vein or the artery, you fix this by removing a small portion of the top rib that is pinching the vein between the collarbone and you basically remove the pinchy so that the vein and or artery have room to, breathe and declot. And so that's what they did. They went out in and with the medical equivalent of a giant pair of pruning shears. And they explained this to me, and I'm very not squeamish, again, because I grew up with medical professionals. It was so funny because when the surgeon was explaining this to me, and furthermore, this was not even the worst thing that had ever happened to me medically, and definitely not the most painful, which is probably even more terrifying. He's explaining it to me, and I'm just like, yeah. And he's like, you're really calm about this. I'm like, dude, you should have seen what I did to my shoulder. This does not even compare. For reference, the TLDR for that one is I dislocated my shoulder so badly that instead of going forward or backward in the joint, it went up and under my collarbone. That hurts like a bitch, just so you know.
I would never have guessed.
And basically, that one, the surgery for that one, I had to have 2 because the first one, the guy didn't do so well, but they had to pretty much reattach everything. So that was my benchmark for pain and medical emergencies. So like, he's like, I was basically like, oh, cool, you're taking out a piece of the rib? Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. And it wasn't either. So yeah, they went in, they took, and then the doctor, he's like the chillest guy, A+ doctor. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'll let you keep the rib too.
I died.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw where I was like, where are you? Hang on, let's see if I can get him to come to me. I don't think I can get them all to come to me, but anyway, so he said flat out, he's like, I'll let you keep it. I'm like, good, because I was gonna ask. And so that was fun because we got to like and this was a teaching hospital too, so you had all the residents in there like, why is she keeping the rib? I'm like, what are you gonna do with it? I'm like, well, I'm gonna make a necklace out of it, and I still wear it. As soon as we have a moment in Ancient Blood, I'll take it from around my neck and hold it up to the camera so y'all can see.
I don't really know.
We're still just trying to make some room at the gate.
I was gonna say, this is a pretty thick Ancient Blood, man. Yeah, it was I thought it was pretty cool. I know some of my friends were very much like, what the actual fuck? But I figure if I'm gonna have a near-death experience, I might as well, have a cool souvenir. And then what I'd like to do is, so there's a museum in Philadelphia called the Mutter Museum of Medical Oddities. What I'd like to do is both my hopefully this won't come into play for like another, if I'm lucky, 70 plus years. But in my will, I'd like to leave like my rib cage and the necklace for display on thoracic outlet syndrome. It's like, this is what thoracic outlet syndrome is. This is how you fixed it. And this insane girl made a necklace out of her rib.
Okay, but why is the rib bone fashioned to look like a key?
The rib?
Maybe making jokes.
Yeah, it took me a second. Yeah. I mean, I probably could have carved it, but, and once we clear some room, I'll hold it up to the camera. I did burn a rune into it from the Elder Futhark. And when I tell you that the smell of burning bone is nasty.
God damn it, I hit the wrong direction and died again.
And even when I was like sanding it smooth, it does not smell nice.
What?
So fair play to the people who make bone jewelry like on the regular.
I can't warp to you.
I was gonna say, thankfully we're pretty close to the end. I'm not gonna touch any of the chests until you get here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, no, I can't warp into Ancient Bloods.
Oh no, Stormcrow. All I got from the life-threatening trips to the hospital was type 2 diabetes and anxiety. Yeah, believe me when I say that this was like, the bill was not a nice souvenir. Or the bills, I should say, because there were two surgeries. There was the one to remove all the clots and the one to remove the piece of rib. Yeah, you are lucky in that regard, Professor Beryl. I mean, there's a couple reasons that I'm unfortunately like a magnet for medical injuries, but medical mishaps, but that's another long story. So let me just, I think that's, let me. Right, can y'all still hear me? I think you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
So you can try to hold it up. I was gonna say, it's not terribly clean right now. I need to give it a little wash under soap and water. It is there is a sealant over it, like a clear coat. I actually used the clear coat I used for it is actually the same clear coat you use on like minis, like for Warhammer. I literally got like the Citadel clear coat finish for it, which, you know, originally I had Mod Podge, but that came off. So basically, like, it still does look a little grungy on the outside because, you know, I wear it and I play with it a little, but the inside is sealed off. And so, yeah. And then the Elder Futhark rune on it is Kenaz, which is K, both for my first initial, and also because Kenaz represents kind of like the Phoenix Rising sort of motif. And like it represents change and like rebirth, like through a trial by fire. So yeah, I like, and then the way I wrapped it is I actually did very carefully drill a hole through the top and then use some beading rope and then attached it. A lot of this I was doing like making it up as I went and just like researching as I went. So yeah, this really does need a good clean. Yeah, I think, yeah, like dish soap is actually a decent way. I mean, with the clear coat, I'm not sure how well that'll work, but you know, it's not gonna kill it. Yeah, I agree, Stormcrow. It is really interesting to see how different people process. Because to me, this didn't even like. Let's see. Did you guys? Sorry, were you guys waiting for me to grab a chest?
No, I was going around
Okay,
killing things because we all benefit from the experience as long as we're in the same area.
that's true. Um, so like for me, like as I said, this didn't even like this whole surgery thing, to me, that didn't even really register as trauma. Um, an old girlfriend of mine kept her pancreas in a jar near her bed when she had it removed. That's hysterical. I hope it was in proper like preservative fluid. Um, that's hysterical though, because then she could probably walk by it and like just flip it off, like screw you for trying to kill me. Um, yeah, because for me, and how sad is that? That like being like kind of like nodding to the Reaper as he passed through the hallway. Are all three of us over? Okay, I see you're coming this way.
I'm
Like
killing.
that for me, it didn't even register as really a
Here.
traumatic thing, which is probably why the I'll never forget. It was the funniest thing. So when you've had major surgery, um, what they do is you'll often have, I don't know if any of you have had major surgery or made like or torso surgery. They will have like drainage tubes. So sometimes they'll have little drainage bags that collect the blood and stuff. And then for me, they had like a little one for one incision and then one that kind of went to essentially what is a suitcase that collected the excess. This is to keep this is basically to drain all the excess fluid and so that you also don't get infected.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
A form of
anyway,
ostomy bag, right?
so and they call it a drainage case. And I remember there was one morning, it was like the second day after surgery. Yeah, so it was the second full day after surgery. And one after an abdominal surgery drained about the drainage case. And I'll never forget, I think I hadn't had any coffee since then and I was craving it. And I had I had started to bounce back the previous day. Like I was like, I stood up by myself and they're like, you want to sit outside? I'm like, yeah, because it's August. So I'm like, yeah, I want to sit outside. Um, so I wake up and I really want a friggin' cup of coffee. And so we had the passcode. Basically, they had a little kind of kitchenette where, it was kind of like the doctor's kitchen as well, like where they had their lunches labeled, but they also had stuff for the patients, who were ambulatory. And so I've got like, but the thing is that I was still hooked up to the drainage case and they said, you can walk around, you just have to carry it with you like a suitcase. And so I'll never forget, I'm as I'm leaving the kitchen, I'm like struggling with the door. The door opens, the nurse holds it for me. She looks at me, she's like, I'm really impressed right now. You've got your coffee in one hand, you got your drainage case in the other. I messaged my brother. I'm like, yeah, I literally like carried a suitcase full of my own blood into the kitchen so that I could get my morning coffee. And they went, good Lord. Well, anything for coffee.
Anything for coffee is gross.
Well, it was also like the doctor joked. He's like, "Yeah, you were something of a celebrity on the ward." But the other thing is I was also the youngest because most of the people who are on the vascular ward, for like blood clots, thrombosis, any vascular issues, are in like their 50s, 60s, 70s, and then here's me, who was like 30 at the time.
Happens, I guess.
That and I was also the person who, and it was both funny and sad because I was also the person who was like I've been forgetting to allocate like my achievements from my skills, or the things that I get from, when you get achievements and you can add them
Yeah.
to.
J. No, mine
Yeah.
are all set up.
Yeah, I knew there were achievements since 1.0, but I didn't know they would give you perks until like last week.
Yeah. Because I know of which I speak. Get any skill up to level 10, and I get damage plus 2%. Ooh, stamina plus 7, you say? But But yeah, so I was also the person who, when I would ask for something from the nurses station, they'd be like, "Oh," I'd be like, "Take your time. I know you're busy." And they're like, "Yeah, it's your health." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm like low on the totem pole here. It's not urgent. Seriously. I know you guys are overworked and understaffed." And they look at me like, "Who are you?" Those poor nurses probably have to deal with like so much shit from people.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now. Oh yeah. Like this was pre-COVID when this happened. So
Spectral lessons. Staircase is over here.
yeah, I agree, Storm. Yeah, right. I do agree. It's interesting how people A, process their medical trauma, and B, what some people like, how what registers as traumatic to some people medically is just kind of like meh to others. Although honestly, I think the reason it was so meh to me is because of the whole ordeal I had with my stupid shoulder.
Meh. Oh, if you guys haven't gone back to what's his name? John's.
John's.
You should do that because he's got another one for the area, I believe.
Mm. Does he?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put a
Did
PRD
you
down.
pick up perk shots just now?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
I have an engineer marksman gun that has escape artist 3 on it.
Ooh,
It's a spiker.
ooh, a spiker. What's a spiker? Is that a mine layer? Probably a mine layer. I have mine layers in my inventory because I was trying them out. Yeah, it's a mine layer. They are not good.
Oh, you don't want it? Okay.
Nah, break it down. I wanted to like them. I even like dolled them up and everything, and it was just like, nah, this thing's it's the butts.
Oh, it's Nassim that has another one.
Mm.
Oh, it's for Liverpool approach. Still, though, I have so much shit. Heavenly condemnation. I forget what that does.
Heavenly condemnation. That's the one. It's the upgrade to condemn that makes it so they have lowered armor.
Mm.
Not condemn. What do they call it?
Are you both back there already?
Yeah, I just went back.
Yeah, just chilling.
Alright, I'm putting stuff away so that I have more room in my inventory.
My haste spot is making everybody way too fast for their own good.
Stormcrow trap guns were never a big favorite of mine in MMO play. Too many people don't have patience to prep the encounter room for a boss, especially after Leroy Jenkins went viral and then became part of the cultural lexicon. You are not wrong.
I mean,
Did you get that electric Nova gun as a reward?
I did. That one wasn't as good as the one you gave me, so I kept the one you gave me.
I'll just dual wield.
I mean, I'm a guardian. My shield is my personality. There's a stream marker. There's a Chimeradon in here.
And Maradon.
It's funny you say that, Stormcrow, because we have one of my favorite clips From our first grenade launcher field cost increase. Nah. Like one of my favorite clips is from our first fight for the living is Checkers. He's like, "Oh, you're not in Downing Street." I'm like, "Nope, I'm at the Millennium Battle." "Did you do something silly?" "Yes, I did." "Why did you do it?" "Leroy Jenkins." And you hear Shackers here in the background. God damn it!
I was in town, trying to figure out where to go. She was off in a big fight. It was exactly Leroy Jenkins.
I mean, unfortunately, yes. Shield overload plus 76%. Adds shock attack strength. Oh, wait. I have a... Oh, that's tech, not battery. One of these things has battery.
One of these things is just like the others.
One of these things just doesn't belong. This adds 43 to... Oh, it's not going to go on this object. Not good. It's like literally one lower than the item. That's lame. What they need is to take a page from Elden Ring and allow you to dual wield gun shields. That would be pretty cool. Ah, Mark Lane Station, in which we get the endless stream of
Batteroonies.
questies.
Oh, that, yeah. But I've
For
been
the
waiting for
backpack.
though because it gets me this backpack. My inventory is very obnoxious right now. I just want my backpack.
So's mine. I think we're all at that point, like, okay, it's backpack time.
Fell boys!
Ooh, you find?
I found some Fellbores. They popped up under my feet.
Because
and
I was gonna say it's showing completed for Speak with the Broker already.
Oh no, I haven't talked to him yet. He's still got a room ahead of me, I think.
Oh, yep, I see him.
I'll just leave a PRD here.
I think I will do the same, just in case.
This. Okay.
Are you thinking we should get all the way to Liverpool Station first and then?
And yeah, as long as we keep our dumb thing here, I think he's sending us back to Charing Cross Approach for the first one.
Right, is what I'm saying is that we should like get to and get established in Liverpool first, so long as we leave our, as you said, leave our thingies here.
We could do that. I'm trying to remember if it's a long way or not.
I think it's Mark. I think all that we have after this is Liverpool Approach, and we have a couple of things in there. And then... yeah, because that's where we meet Jessica. And Lyra!
Lyra!
Ooh, big nasty Felbor over here.
Not anymore.
One of the big... There's another adjective I'm sure I can come up with, and my brain's like, nah, fam. Big.
Humungadunga.
Boom, boom, boom.
Was that from the jar?
Don't know. I'm just remembered it as being like one of these weird songs that was on the radio. The early, when music started to get bad.
Humungadunga?
No, it's like some. It's like some girl singing. I don't know. There was a lot of shit on the radio.
Passageway.
I know. I'm starting to sound like
Old person.
kids get off of my lawn. The music was better when I was a kid. But
Music was definitely better before I was born.
yeah, it all went downhill from. I was gonna say it was great in the 80s, not too bad in the 90s. 2000s had its select hits, and then it went downhill. And then most of the good stuff that was released now it's, in my opinion,
Hidden passageway.
Downstairs, is it? No,
Downstairs, yeah.
oh, it is downstairs. Okay.
No, it's in the other lane.
Oh, it's not downstairs. It's in the other lane upstairs.
But I didn't know there was another downstairs. I mean, where?
No, there's a downstairs.
There's a downstairs, you mean?
Yeah, like a
So
down.
it's just downstairs. It's not downstairs.
Okay, because there's also there's another downstairs.
Right.
Not the stairs we came down, but another downstairs.
Right, exactly. It's downstairs, not downstairs.
Imposing, large, fearsome, solid, grumpy, curmudgeonly, ill-mannered boar from the nether realms. That's about right.
I am a bumpin' curmudgeonly.
Classic tunes from the 1200s, Crusader tunes. Yeah, those are good too. All right, where is that? Pass it. There it is.
Classic beach to retake the Holy Land fought by with. Two.
That reminds me, I gotta get back into Dante's Inferno. The game.
Infernum. Oh, that was weird, yeah.
Do you?
Good game!
Yeah. I just remember the dude stitched across to his chest, and I was like, alright, buddy, go up.
Yeah, no, I was gonna... And I've actually been trying my hand at customizing the outer shell of one of my Xbox 360 controllers. And I've been trying to do a Dante's Inferno design, and what I've learned from it is I need better paint pens. I'm having fun, but I need better paint pens.
And you have to enamel the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what I'm going to use as a clear coat. I don't know. I was going to say, because I could use the same coat that I used, like, for, like, the necklace, but I know that but that's, like, for small miniatures. I'm sure there's, like, a paint coat.
Mm.
Well, yeah, how else are you going to get the pilgrims to take back the Holy Land without marching songs?
I go.
As long as we're taking back the Holy Land. Wait, no.
No.
I want the people who owned the... Wait, hang on. No. I want the people who owned the land originally and still considered it holy to take it from the Crusaders and to string the Crusaders up.
The Crusades were a bad time, fam.
Crusades were a very bad time.
Bad time was had by all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I played the game years ago, never got to finish, because I was playing in game club at school and we had to share. Oh, there! Wow, the flesh tombs are right next to each other for the quest. Like, in this room here. But how come it won't let me talk to the other one?
Flesh tomb is what I call my butt.
There we go. Probably smells about like a flesh tomb, too.
So, I'm not in the area, so I hope you're not killing things.
I mean, there's plenty to go around.
10
In
out of
terms
17.
of fallen Felbors, there's plenty to go around.
12 out of 17.
We got 17 out of 17, but I'm pretty sure there's more. And if not, we can come back.
There are...
Felbors always travel in packs of dear God. Come on. Yep, there's more. See?
14. 15. There we go.
But yeah, like when you start kind of cottoning on to what exactly it was Dante and the game did to get, which is sad that they punish, you know, Beatrice instead of him, but I mean, isn't that the way of it, that the women are always getting punished for the men's sins? Anyway, or at least how it was back then.
Said what?
Oh, I have to share this moment with my Hades Town friends. Ugh. Anyway, so yes, exactly in that vein of the women getting put. But once you learn or start learning what it is Dante did, because you can actually, there's two different ways that you can play. You can go through and you can absolve souls and like redeem them, or you can condemn them. And originally I was redeeming them, but then I'm like, wait, there is no redemption for Dante, not after what he did or what they imply that he did, but it just means that I'm gonna but then the more souls you condemn, the more like you condemn yourself. So it's like I'm gonna have to condemn a lot of the people down here instead of absolving them. But hey, I always thought the Scythe was really fucking cool. So this was the game. Okay, so here's my relationship with Dante's Inferno, the Xbox 360 game. Because at the time when it first came out, it was intended to only be on 360. Eventually, I believe it came to PS3 as well. But so I basically, my parents were pretty convinced I was addicted to video games, which, in a way, yeah, I'm not going to deny that I definitely am fairly addicted to them.
I'll never admit it.
I mean, I'm admitting it, but I'm admitting that I like to play them probably more than is strictly kosher, so to speak, but I'm not admitting that I have a problem. I'm not admitting that it's a problem.
That's pretty close to admitting it's a problem.
Excuse you, we as a collective raised a good chunk of money for aid in Ukraine by playing video games. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway. Anyway, where was I? So what I wanted to do was prove to my parents, like, look, I'm going to restrict my video game playing to 1 hour a day. And if I can do it for 1 hour a day, then I'll be able to buy this game. And they're like, yeah, that's fair. Prove it. Now, I thought when I had specified this that I had mentioned that I would also be buying myself an Xbox 360 because I grew up with a family who prohibited consoles. I was only on PC ever. And so...
Yeah, it's a weird place to draw the line.
Yeah, and not only that, but now as an adult, I literally own every console that I missed out on and wanted as I literally, I showed, my friend walked into my living room, saw my TV setup, and I said, I was like, yeah, I'm making up for the consoles I wasn't allowed as a kid. And he went, I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it. I have a Wii. I have a PlayStation 2. Actually, I have a modded PlayStation 2 because I'm in it for the games. I'm not in it to collect. And some of the games, if I wanted to play them on the original discs, would cost like over $100. So I've got a modded PS2 now that has a hard drive in it with like a majority of all the games I wanted to play without having to shell out like $120 for obscure.
It's not a weird place to draw the line if you remember that at that time of, U.S. history, there was a lot of talk about gateway activities.
Yes, there were a lot of talk about gateway activities. There were a lot of concerns about video game addiction. There were also a lot of people like, video games cause violence.
And so the family's not going to give up the computer, because the computer has uses outside of gaming. It's just,
exactly, whereas consoles are just gaming. Anyway, so I went for an entire month. I only played about an hour a day. That was also around the time Mass Effect 2 came out. So what I did was I played 3 hours that day, because what I did was I borrowed time from the next 2 days. So I did 3 hours in one day and then didn't play at all for 2 days. Where are you both?
In the Hell Rift.
Okay, you're already in the Hell Rift. I was waiting for you so that I could jump in the Hell Rift. So
luckily, it's all part of
the
same
area. We're getting to
so
like day 28, day 29 or something, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go buy my Xbox. As soon as I get done, I'm gonna go buy my Xbox 360, go buy Dante's Inferno. And my parents go, what? That wasn't part of it. No, you can't go out and buy an Xbox 360. What are you, insane? Went back to my room and I played Dragon Age Origins for 8 hours. And see, what's interesting is that, and people have made this argument like many times before about ultra restrictive parents, and they're like, what you need to do is teach them that it's all about moderation, because if you don't and you just blanket restrict them, when they grow up and go to their own places, they're gonna like go wild on the things
my game just froze.
That they weren't allowed, which is why I now have my Xbox 360 and my PS2 and my
Hellgate be
Wii.
crashing!
Yeah,
What?
on the map, you are way out of bounds.
I was gonna say, where are you even? What did you do?
It's just frozen. My screen's frozen.
Oh no!
Close the program. Launch it
And then,
again.
okay, so my PRD is still in, Mark Lane.
Right by broker.
Right,
Yeah.
my PRD is gonna be gone. Shit!
Mine isn't, though, so what we can
I left
do...
one too.
Okay, yeah. So basically, if you wanna... We can go to Monument, you can come with us, we can get you to Liverpool Station. Anyway, so yes, finally I was able to play a bunch of Dante's Inferno in college, and then I got my own place. And no worries, Professor Peril. I mean, I know work, always comes before play, unfortunately, as it is. Unfortunate as that is.
Unfortunate. So I'm in Monument Station. Somebody has to come here and get me.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up into Liverpool Station, and then I'm gonna come get you in Monument. Sorry, Liverpool Street Station. Oh, and there's people here with quests already. Well, pardon the crap out of me.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready.
There were plans to make a live-action movie for Dante's Inferno back in the day. Really? That's interesting. I know there was like an animated series, but
Okay, I'm by broker.
oh, I'm gonna go back there in a second. I'm just gonna check in with Jessica Summerisle.
Okay. Drop in my own PRD.
Oh wait, and let me go turn in my Monument Station.
Means that now I have to go all the way. Look.
Oh, Connor. Oh, Liverpool Street Station. That's not bad. Like many video game movie plans, yeah. Kind of a... Oh my gosh, Nassim, what do you want? Oh, Lyra
Okay.
Darius, you say?
All right, Shagazir, party portal to me.
All right, are you already in Mark Lane?
Yeah, I put up my PRD in Mark Lane. Now I have to get to Liverpool Street Station. Oh, wait, I need to grab my stuff out of this
Sorry,
place.
I'm just turning in the quest real quick. Where's Saul Petrus? Oh, there he is. Oh my god, you all have so many quests. Fuck you all.
A lot of people to fuck.
Kind of. Ooh, but I have like, oh man, more pants to choose from. Oh, damn.
Traveling violent pants. Reds, you say?
These I was gonna say, because the reason I didn't swap the other ones out is because of the defenses they gave me.
Alright, finally in Liverpool Street.
Yeah, or that. What is this helmet? Power regen 64 a minute. That's yeah, let's do this helmet. I lose some defenses, but I'll take it for the regen. Are them boots made for walking? Not particularly. We can make terrible versions of Doom, Double Dragon, and Super Mario. Okay, unpopular opinion, and I'm probably going to get canceled as hell for this. I really enjoyed the Doom movie for what it was.
It was The Rock doing a shooty.
I thought it was fun, and I had only played like the demos for Doom 3 way back when, like when they first came out, but like I thought I wasn't going into it okay, phew. But again, allow me to like stipulate I was not a player of the Doom games, so I'm sure the fans that, were pretty I'm sure the fans that were expecting it to be like real nice I know it pissed people off because it was not authentic or whatever, what have you.
Well, it's not just a problem of authenticity, it's a problem of read the back of the box. Can you do that much?
Well, what I liked about it that I didn't like about Doom 3, which it was based off of, is that it was purely scientific. And whereas the Doom 3, I think, was like they summoned portals to hell or something. I'm like, if you're
Yeah.
going to set something on Mars, how about we lean full sci-fi?
All of the Doom games were portals to hell.
I didn't know that. I've never played Doom. So I really appreciated that they kept it pure sci-fi. But now I can see why everyone else was mad. What does the little hand mean in the mini games? I forget.
Necros.
Thank you. There's anything I can't stand, it's silly attacks on people because of moderate opinion. That's fair. I mean, and it also depends on the opinion, I think. All right, are we going to Charing Cross Station to do Charing Cross Approach next?
I think that would be good.
Yeah. And again, I'm also one of those people who there's a lot of movies. I have a tendency to really like the movies that everyone else thinks are stupid and vice versa. So there's a lot of movies that I really dislike that everyone else raves over. So for example, I thought The Breakfast Club was stupid as hell and absolutely pointless, and I hated it. That's true, Stormcrow. Like the so-called fans of a genre, especially science fiction, because I feel like the whole point of science fiction is debate, quite frankly. And there, science fiction, the whole point is what if. And also, and one of my favorite parts about just sci-fi in general is that, it questions humanity. I think that's what my dad liked about it too, and why I liked it. It takes current day questions and puts them in the future. And
Okay, that's 10.
nice. If I do a regular recall portal,
It
can
should
I
not get
still
rid of
use...
your PRD.
Okay, good. That's what I thought.
It got rid of my PRD.
I just realized something.
What's that?
Oh,
All right.
hang on. The best
Party-
sci-fi is always an examination of human conundrums of all types. Yes! Hard agree. The Diende word for the quests.
Latin.
Well, yeah, but the chant in Excalibur that Merlin has is in Irish. Although, well, the way he pronounces it is like he pronounces it Diende, but that's not how it's spelled. The Anal Nathrak Uth Vaspatha Dochial
I
Diende.
wasn't done. I only had 9 out of 10. Fuck.
What?
I'm 9 out of 10.
Do you want us to go back with you?
I can't get back.
I mean...
Oh, I'll wait here. I just need to take a break. Party portal maybe when you're done.
Yeah, I'm gonna party portal to Shagrazia.
Stupid bullshit.
That's interesting. Could it is it, hopefully it's just a case of it's on the ground somewhere. for you to
Probably.
pick up. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, like, and not only that though, and I think this is also part of why I don't want to say the best sci-fi gets ignored, but in my opinion, a lot of the best sci-fi movies and stories, movies more than books, but some of my most favorite sci-fi movies are very often either overlooked or not given enough credit because they examine the human things that nobody wants to hear and that nobody wants to face. So Annihilation is my example for that. Um I loved Annihilation. I thought it was genius. It made me think. I thought it was clever. Um but then I remember like halfway through, not halfway through, but earlier I remember in the movie like good chunk of the way through wondering why is it that so many people hated this? And then Natalie Portman's character is talking to Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, and Jennifer Jason Leigh's goes like something about they're talking about suicides, and someone and she said not everyone completes suicide, but a lot of people self-destruct. And I just sat there and went, oh, I see. This is a thinker, and B, a confronter of uncomfortable truths. This is why people don't like this movie.
Generally, that is the reason.
I thought it was an excellent movie.
Oh, yeah. I like to think. But the general population doesn't. Oh, shit.
Yeah, travel to Craven Street and kill Ping Pong.
Yes.
And the worst is emotional pretty claptrap like Avatar or the sequel to Independence Day. Yep.
Straight.
I think my favorite thing about like someone talking about the cultural aspect, quote unquote cultural impact of Avatar was someone who pointed out, I can show you exactly how much cultural impact Avatar doesn't have. And they showed the amount of fanfic that was available on AO3 for Avatar, and it was like 425 fics.
Yeah.
After 10 years.
Which is...
And I was like, oof, that's telling. Where the hell is Craven Street? I want to say it's out of Charing Cross, isn't it? Yes,
Yep,
it is.
correctly.
There's an indie movie called Ink. It's very, very good. Kind of a fantasy sci-fi. And then there's one, I actually won a contest to rent. I got a free code to rent it, and I haven't rented it to watch yet. But it's by Justin Moorhead and Aaron Benson. They're two filmmakers that are very, very good. And they did a movie called The Endless, which I really loved. And they had a new one out called Dirt.
Okay, that's that.
Nice.
I'm gonna kill some monsters to finish my arcade game. Because I just need to get some bio kills.
Although, I think the exception, from what I've heard... Yep, 9-foot-tall Aboriginal Smelfs and their human-inhabited avatars battling against an invading colonial civilization. Where have I seen this before?
Does the word smelf mean?
Smurf elf.
Oh.
I'm presume.
I guess it makes
Where
sense.
are
They
you
were
both?
blue.
And
I said I
It
would.
took my PRD.
Portal
What?
me.
I have to get somewhere to portal to you because it won't let me portal out of the station.
Done? I am done. Okay, good. Get away from me with your no arms.
What I'll say about Avatar is that it was pretty. like visually, but that's about it.
Let's talk business in little transactions quietly now.
Finished bottle.
Yep, I used smells in several TTRPG games over the years. That's funny.
Sadwell. Whitehall. That's also out of Charing Cross.
Let me drop a purd.
Brad.
Brad.
Bid.
Purdy.
Rod.
Now, one movie that I think was apparently I haven't seen it yet, and I have to ask my sister what she thought, but that was apparently very good. Was very smart and also very popular. Was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Still haven't seen it.
I haven't either, but I'm so thrilled for Ki Hoi Kwan, and especially Michelle Yeoh, because she is a badass. That woman has deserved awards for years. But yeah, everyone I know who's seen it has said it's an absolute masterpiece. So
Everybody I talked to sings its praises. Just haven't seen it yet.
neither have I, and I was
They were
gonna
like,
say now
oh,
that
it's
I'm
on
getting all this
Netflix,
acclaim, I'm like,
and then I went to Netflix and it's not there. I'm like,
oh, it's not. I'll
somewhere
find
else.
it somewhere.
I think
I
it's
have
on-
my sites.
I
I
think
have my
it's
sites.
on some one of the newer Hallmark Channel streaming kind of thing, and I was like, I'm not buying another account.
As I said, I have my sites.
Hey, it's on HBO
They've served me
Max.
well. They've served me well since college. Actually, I was really impressed to see that the site I used in college to
I
binge
actually
Doctor
stopped
Who
using
still
those after
exists.
college. I just pay for things now.
Well, someone did the math, and we finally come full circle where cable is cheaper than streaming.
If you get all of the
Yeah.
get all the services. Hey, look, another Ancient Blood.
Ancient Blood.
Ooh. Our Rifts group had to defend the Smelf village from the evil giant wizard Garglemel and his giant saber-toothed tiger-riding beast, along with his corrupted mushroom minions made out of old Smelf houses. That's hysterical.
Wow.
That sounds like a fun table. Tables. That's probably what every other channel is addressing at the moment. Every other channel that's RPG adjacent. The elephant in the room. The giant Wizards of the Coast dumbassery-shaped elephant.
It was always gonna happen.
Unfortunately. And I'm just sitting here with the popcorn watching them dig themselves deeper. The funniest meme I saw today was one where it was like the bus trying to go in front of the train and then the train like plowing through it.
Mm-hmm.
And the bus trying to go in front of the train was labeled Wizards of the Coast trying to hide their ill intent under legalese jargon.
Mm.
And the train was a player base that consistently argues the intricacies of the of the rule set.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you're literally trying to rules lawyer and a player base full of rules lawyers. You're going to lose.
Mm. I did watch the Legal Eagle video about it.
Yeah, there's been a couple videos that I wanna watch. But as someone pointed out, I know you're not a Reddit fan, but this was a very, I think, intelligent viewpoint on Reddit. Shocker. It does happen sometimes. But someone pointed out that when it comes to D&D and tabletop RPGs, like when you have board games and card games, and video games, those kind of require the people to make a purchase of some sort. But with tabletop RPGs, you just need a trip to the dollar store and some pencils and paper and dice.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can make up your own character sheets. Eventually, given enough time, you can make up your own rules. And someone pointed out, TTRPG players are like performers that can, and Wizards of the Coast just provided us a convenient stage we can perform on any stage. We don't have to use theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked that analogy. Because I think they forget how much they rely on the community to draw up publicity for them, and how much 5th edition stuff is not created by them and is created by third-party companies.
Well, I will point out that this whole thing is because they didn't forget how much 5th edition stuff is not created by them. They realized
Right.
they weren't making as much money as they wanted to be off of it.
But the thing is that they're already making shitloads.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
And they
say
wanted
enough. I said
more.
as much as they wanted to be.
Right, because they all want to get like their 4th fucking yacht or something. Because heaven forbid, we only have 3 yachts. We need to complete the set and make sure we have one in every color of, I don't know, depression gray. Midlife crisis white. That how like every single yacht you see on the marina is like the same shade of white with like varying blue stripes on them. They're very boring.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It costs a lot. Like, people already spent a bunch of money getting the thing, and it's already just a status symbol as it is. They're not going to put any more money or creative thought into making it look nice.
right, but like these CEOs, like they just, oh my god, like the greed. I don't understand it. It's like, and then not only that, but more money that they can then sit on and like
Do nothing
devastate the economy more than it already is because the money isn't moving. So yeah, the thing is, they remembered that all the content was not created by them, and they remembered. I'm trying to figure out how the best way to say this.
They remembered to ask for their fair share.
They remembered that the majority of the content wasn't created by them. They forgot the implications of the fact that the majority of the content isn't created by them. The implications being that if they try to if they try to scalp the poor creators, it's the same like with eBay trying to go after, oh, we're going to start taxing you if you make more than $600 in sales, sort of thing. It's eBay or like banks that charge overdraft fees of people who have nothing in their account as it is.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing. Instead of going
The
after the
debt-selling
people who
economy.
have money, they go after like the people at the very, very bottom. And they conveniently forgotten that there are way more of us than there are of them. And the implications of the implications of pissing off a group of people that create like 85% of all of your content is that they're happy to take their business elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, we probably wouldn't have moved the needle, except that we got the word from on high that they weren't going to be, they being the decision makers, weren't going to be paying any attention to social media. They weren't going to listen to anything the community had to say.
True.
But
and
so
fair
instead
play
they
to
said
that
the only thing that they're going to pay attention to, the only thing that they're looking at right now is D&D Beyond subscriptions.
I know, and fair play to that inside source. I just want to tell them that I admire them and I support them, and I hope they continue to roll nat 20s on their stealth checks with advantage. Oh, thanks, Gamers on Games. We were just talking about the Wizards debacle. Stormcrow, watching Wizards have to blink from a group of its own customers is a fun day. They also forgot another lesson. Once a concept is released, people will create their own versions to fulfill their vision. Yes, that is very true. That is how we get things like Critical Role. And the thing is, Critical Role doesn't even stand with them. I believe Kobold Press was created by Critical Role, if I recall correctly.
No.
It's not Kobold Press. It was
Critical Role is its own publisher.
Oh, that they kept the name.
Mm-hmm.
It's Critical Role Publishing. Okay, I thought that because they talked about creating their own publishing company.
Yeah, Cobalt Press is something
Um,
else. All I
Where?
know is that what surprised me was that they decided to say anything. I figured that they would have just stayed silent entirely.
Well, I think they were probably strong-armed into it. Like, people commented that their statement sounded very much like someone sitting in front of a video camera while the person behind the video camera aimed a firearm at them. And you'll notice that that what they said didn't have much substance.
Well, no. So here's what This is a misunderstanding, I think. So yes, the fact that they said
Critical Role is walking the line, Stormcrow. Yep.
the fact that they said anything is a surprise because they are NDA'd out the wazoo. So you just expect them
yeah.
to sit there quietly and say nothing because otherwise they're risking, their millions and millions of dollars that they've made with WotC.
Right.
Which why would they do that when they've got as many employees as they do?
I think they were I don't know if they were demanded to make a statement, or maybe WotC thought that they could garner people's favor by having Critical Role make a statement. I don't know. And
I doubt
unfortunately,
that their statement was made, with WotC asking them to. It looked like they said everything they could without violating any NDAs.
exactly.
And just implied heavily, without saying anything directly, that they weren't fully on board with what was happening.
Exactly. They're like, we're saying, and so many people were confused, like, what? They didn't say anything at all. Meanwhile, everyone who could read between the lines was like, are you kidding? They're saying everything. They're saying they're with us.
There's two ways to read it. There are. You can say, I am surprised that they said anything. If I was them, I probably would have just said nothing and left this to WotC to figure out. Because I'm stuck, right? And I want to keep doing what I'm doing and making my money, so I'm just gonna not say anything. And so you can choose to read it as they said anything, and that's heroic. Or you can choose to read it, and either one could be true. I don't know which one's right, I don't know which one's wrong, and I'm not saying. But you can also choose to read it as they chose to say anything to, appeal to their base, which wants them to say something, while saying nothing so that they don't get in trouble.
Right.
Either one of those could be true. I don't know which is true, and, I find it harder and harder to care.
I don't have stake. Well, I mean, I have stake in this as a member of the TTRPG community, and I will always, will always stand for the creators. At the same time, though, I don't really have stake in Critical Role. I'm not like a super fan or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have stake in WotC. So I'm just sitting back with popcorn, watching the shit show play out and sharing the really good memes. And there have been some really good ones.
I'm at 2 out of 15 for Servo.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Then they must be deeper down, so down the slope and hang a left.
They're not going to upset the cart, especially when the CR brand has large-scale support from other corporate sponsors. True. Which is why Shagrazier was saying he was surprised they said anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not deep enough into the Critical Role fandom to understand one way or the other.
I'm not super deep in either. It's just that I did notice that they waited 4 or 5 days to say anything, which is why it surprised me even more that they chose to say anything at all at that point. I'm guessing that it was pressure from their own fan base.
Yes, probably pressure from their own fan base. They probably thought that silence meant complicity.
Well, it does.
No, not complicity.
But I mean,
complicity.
They're going to be. No, complicity is correct.
Complicity is correct?
Complicity is correct in this case.
Okay.
They're complicit in what's going on, and they are. Yep. They're complicit in what's going on.
I thought there was another word for it. And
making money hand over fist because of what's going on. So, they're not going to... The question is how much you hold that against them, because they have, 40 employees or something like that they need to support, and if they come out and say, hey, everything that WotC's doing is bullshit, they lose their contract, they lose that income, they have to fire all those employees. So,
Exactly. There's definitely been some things that have happened in the book world in general that have, had my teeth grinding, and I can't say shit, because I work for a book company.
Okay, 3 out of 15.
I am sad for the movie, though, because I really do want to see the movie, and I've been looking forward to it, and I'm really excited
see the movie.
For it. I'm still going to see the movie, because it's not the actor's fault. It's not, It's not their. It's not
Well, I will
Paramount's
say
fault.
this, though, if you're worried about that, the actors already got paid. So if you don't see the movie, then you are only hurting whoever the producers are, which is probably Watsy.
I know, but like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting so long for this movie,
Well, I'm certainly
and
not
I'm
going to
so
see it in
excited. Like, I
theaters,
was.
but I was never going to anyway.
I mean, I saw one movie in theaters post-pandemic, and I was double masked the whole time, and that was Eternals. And there was no other movie since that I was like, yeah, no, I'll go to the theater for this. This was going to be literally my second, and I was obviously double masked again. But just because I want to see D&D on the big screen, I was watching the trailer and like, guys, let's go up this way. Oh, one of you's further down. Anyway, but no, I was watching the trailer and freaking out at all the references that I was seeing. Like, I was recognizing the spells based on what they were casting.
Dimension
They
door.
I saw somewhere that they confirmed, and which I suspected from the beginning, that the antagonists are the Red Wizards of Thay, which means that I did in fact see Zastam
That's
early on
unfortunate
in
for
the
me.
trailer. What?
I said that's unfortunate for me.
Why?
Because they mean nothing to me. I don't know what the Red Wizards of Thay are.
Oh, you're gonna hate the movie. It's all
I'm
Forgotten
not gonna
Realms
hate
lore.
the movie.
There's
They're
there's
not
a
gonna hate it. It's
tie-in.
just gonna mean a lot less to me.
One of the tie-in novels is called The Road to Neverwinter. It's all set in Faerun.
Oh well. I'll still
So
watch it.
there's
It's
like
still
something
D&D.
about the road to Neverwinter. So yeah, you see the Thavian Red Wizards. You see at least one of them cast Misty Step. It was so funny. Like, my friends and I were once like, oh look, he cast Green Flame Blade right there. There was Dimension Door. Actually, what was really funny was all the rules lawyers after the initial release of the trailer who were
Honestly,
saying,
any good
like,
movie is not going to require you to know anything in the books, because everything you need to know will be explained in the
right,
movie,
exactly.
so it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
But like all the rules lawyers who were saying that the druid couldn't shapeshift into an owlbear because it was monstrosity. And then the actual rules lawyers came out and said, okay, in 3.5, and laid out the rules. Also, according to this subclass, and then they ended it by saying, and lastly, rule of cool always supersedes rules as written.
I mean, it was
And that's how we play at our table.
a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now. Jesus, I can't even know how long ago it was. The players in my game got to customize some magic weapons for themselves because they had come into a large sum of magical material with which to make. And the druid got himself a staff that would allow him to touch a fallen creature of any creature type and add it to the staff. It could hold one at a time, so he could shapeshift with wild shape into anything he touched. He just would have to replace each one with a new one if he saw something he wanted more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we have so many alternatives to D&D, not to worry about it. Yeah, so
Yes.
I've always wanted to try the Dragon Age. I've played a little bit of the Dragon Age RPG. I've wanted to play more. Where did my PRD go? I dropped a PRD, and then...
Apparently the portal replaces it.
But will it compare to the first series of terrible D&D movies? I was literally telling Simon and Shai Grazier the story the other night, how my parents were watching Lois and Clark, and the last season I went, that's Justin Whalen? And my mom, like, shocked. She's like, what do you know him from? I'm like, hang on, let me make sure. Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons movie. So
Proximus. Aldwych.
wait, I think I had a PRD. Was that one of mine? Or was this mine? No, they're both yours. Aldwych is out of, what, Temple?
I think so.
Yep, Temple Station.
I mostly just party portaling to him so that I don't lose my thing. That way it's there just in case.
Okay, I'm in Aldwych. Crap, I'm in Aldwych.
I'm in Aldwych.
Oh, that's right, because it's dark.
Dork. It's okay, we have minions to do all the fighting for us.
True.
We don't have to see shit.
I mean, we have to explore the place. We just don't have to see it.
I just make my map real big.
Yeah, so there's definitely a few I want to play. I want to play more of the Dragon Age RPG, tabletop RPG, because I had a lot of fun with that the first time I played it.
There's a passage here.
Ooh, I have Marksman Shoulders that you might like, Shagger's Ooh, I have Aldwych Explored. They give minion health and damage, the shoulders, I mean.
There is a Hell Rift here, and a passageway.
Ooh, treasure passageway, and it's not dark.
I don't see the... Hang on, I'm trying to stand on... Oh, there we go.
Passageway is this way.
Because who can deny the sheer far star power of Marlon Wayans as a half-elf thief? Oh, Lord. I got Aldwych Explored. Did you both?
No.
No, that's right, because it's kind of arbitrary.
It's incredibly arbitrary. Yeah, but I can't find the passageway anymore. I can't see well enough in the room. I'm standing on top of the thing and just spinning while looking at the ground, and I see nothing.
And I'm going to have to start putting things in my transmog cube.
Oh, there it is. Found it.
So yeah, D&D. I also, because I didn't have a D&D Beyond subscription to cancel in solidarity, instead I ordered the Player's Handbook for Morkborg, which I played one game of and just about cried laughing. It is like 10 out of 10 recommend Morkborg. Morkborg is so much fun. It's a black comedy. It's like stupidly dark, but it's self-aware, which makes it just that much more fun, in my opinion. Ooh, Hell Rift. Because oh, and this has all the boils in it. Yeah, it just for me is that much more fun because yes, I don't know. So like Ready or Not, I really enjoy it as a comedy specifically because, you know, it was very self-aware and it didn't take itself seriously. Like the characters, you know, didn't break the fourth wall, but the movie itself was self-aware. But yeah, this game is like both it's very, very dark, but at the same time it doesn't take itself seriously and it's so much fun. And the system is not very difficult either, so like it's easy to get a hang of. And then they just came out, oh god, there is an Ancient Blood in here. We've been getting a lot of those.
Third one.
There's a science fiction version out now called Cyborg. And there's already a lot of third-party content that's been created for it. And, well, and the company's like, yeah, have fun with this.
My friends I have been doing a little get into a newer game called Stillfleet.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Like, it's a sci-fi about some point in the future. There's a station on which a bunch of mercenaries and corporations are settled, and the corporations profit by sending the mercenaries out to explore these old derelict ships and stations, and you know, bring back whatever they can. So it's a mission-based thing, very similar to Shadowrun, and you go out and you complete a mission, and there's some politics to it, there's some sci-fi to it. It's interesting. Fun alien races to play. Did you guys go into the Ancient Blood? Is that why you're not on my map anymore?
Yep.
Oh, you didn't say. There were still things to fight out here.
Oh, were there?
Yeah.
Didn't see any of them.
Wow.
Did you go around
How
the
the
back?
fuck long have you been in here?
Well, to be fair, this is backtracking. These things are all level 16.
Oh yeah, I see.
XP is XP. XP, XP, XP.
Oh, are you getting any XP for a 16?
Doesn't look like we're not.
Yeah, we are. It's just
I mean,
small.
I can't see the bar moving on my little thing, but I'm not saying, I'm not doubting it. I feel like we're just getting less XP, like a lot less.
Yeah.
So yes, I was gonna say that'd be fun to kind of compile a list of. Although compiling a list of all the D&D alternatives, we'd have a hell of a list.
I mean, there are a lot out there.
Yep. I will say that I played Pathfinder once and I greatly disliked it, which is interesting because it's just 3.5 with more math, and I really like 3.5.
I wasn't a big fan of it either. But, I mean, again, I ran 3.5 out of the book, so I was using the Pantheon of Gods they gave me, and then somebody was like, you have to learn all these new gods. I was like, no. Why would I do that?
Zweihander. Oh yeah, I heard of Zweihander was good. The Witcher RPG. Yeah, I heard Zweihander was good. Cyberpunk 2020 and subsequent content. Mechton Zeta, Cthulhu Tech. I've heard of Cthulhu Tech. Battle Lords of the 23rd Century. Rifts, Nightbane, and Blue Rose. Oh, did my game just froze and crash?
Oh, man.
I think it was a little too. You too?
No. Mine did earlier, remember?
Oh yeah. All right. So I'm gonna write some of these down.
I actually follow most of the ones you just listed on Twitter already. Been following Mustang's art for a while she did the combat wheelchair, and she is a big fan of Witcher. So she talks about the Witcher RPG all the time.
I mean, I've not played any of the Witcher games. I probably should.
I would definitely play the games and not read the books.
I haven't read the books either.
No, don't read the books.
Oh.
Not worth it.
Battle.
I read all the books, and I got to the end. The last two were a major slog, and I was just like, these last two, and honestly, the third to last two, they really just kind of ruined all the goodwill I had about this.
Where should I meet you guys? Let's see, where are you? Aldwych?
I'm still an ancient. Oh, right.
Alright, so I'm gonna go to, let's see, Aldwych was out of what? Temple? Yes.
Yes. And it's close to the beginning. It's a left and a left.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be in the same instant
right,
as
right,
you.
hold on. Alright, I'll come meet you. The temple. I'll meet you in temple.
Drop shit off in my storage anyway.
I keep forgetting that I don't have to hold shift, and the problem with holding shift is that you can't do other things while shift is being held.
Oh yeah, and of course all the items we're picking up are like for lower levels too.
Yeah, but it's still breakdowns.
Yeah.
Alright, I am in...
I have shoulders for you.
I hope they have good minion stuff, because I think my shoulders are good minions.
They do.
Oh, no, I lied. Mine don't give any minions, so these will be great. Yes.
I know someone made a Mass Effect RPG, like tabletop RPG, using with 5e, like that's 5e compatible, as it were. And like all the stuff is like in an online wiki for it. Where the hell is the Hell Rift? There's the passage.
It's take a right in the big room after you come out of the little hallway, and then take a left and a left.
Oh, yep. Thank you.
Yeah. PowerPoint penalty.
Yeah, I think I have a document saved somewhere of the games I want to try, like the different RPG systems I want to try. I will say that I will never play Call of Cthulhu. I will never play anything World of Darkness. No Vampire the Masquerade, no Mage the
You
Ascension.
got it. Why not call it Cthulhu?
Because it's pointless. It's so bleak. It's like there's no, like, don't get me wrong, Mork Borg is very dark, but it's not like pointless dark. Like Cthulhu, the whole point of Cthulhu is that it's like, oh, the world's gonna end and no one else is gonna understand because only we've seen the madness, blah blah blah. Okay, so what's the point? Like, you know, it's basically it's depression, the TTRPG.
If you say so.
There's a chest over here. Yeah, games with no hope. Like, even, and the thing is, Mork Borg, it's not that it has hope, it's that it's self-aware as to the fact that it's a black comedy. It's, I don't want to, you could almost call it satire, but like, have you ever played have either of you ever played the card game Gloom, where the point is to make the people as miserable as possible?
Nope.
It's funny as hell. But like Mork Borg, they had a tweet recently, like, because like you roll for like a different disasters to happen within the world, and it's like, if you roll all of them, that is it. The world has ended. The apocalypse has occurred. Shut the book and burn it. You know, very tongue in cheek. Whereas, you know, Call of Cthulhu, it's that. So Call of Cthulhu, it's that you start with hope and then learn when there is no hope to be found. Mork Borg, it's like everything's hopeless. So if I'm gonna go down, you're going down with me. Yeah, like, again, Mork Borg is very black comedy, for lack of a better word. But it's hysterical. I'm trying to think of a good comparison, but I genuinely can't. Like, oh, I know a good comparison, but has anyone here seen the horror movie Slither?
No.
No?
Is it about
Nope.
snakes?
It's a horror comedy.
Okay.
It's gross. It's hysterical. I get, you could call it Ready or Not-esque. It's horror comedy. It's black comedy. It's so apocalyptic. It's comedic. The fourth wall isn't broken, but it's transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if neither of you, it's a fantastic game. Like, I was playing a character who was like, I think originally she died and then was resurrected as but like combined with an animal somehow. So it was really funny because I was pitching my voice as if I had like the vocal cords of two different people fused together, like a woman and an animal, which is a little hard to do, but was so much fun. And then, you know, there were different skills that we could, and, you know, we had to roll to see if the world was going to survive all of us. Where are you both? Are you still?
We're in the west.
Okay, you left. Okay, I already
No,
explored.
we're in the south and then the west. We're in the Ancient Blood, where you are.
Okay, I'm just running to the places that I missed before so I can fill up the map.
Alright, so we're very south and then hang a west.
I think, oh God, we were trying to liberate some people from a prison, and then one of them ended up, you know, being like insane and trying to trick us. And let's just put it this way. I have my friends and I have never laughed so hard about cannibalism and tearing someone's jaw off. I really don't know how else to put it.
Cannibalism and tearing someone's jaw. That seems to cover it.
I mean, I just he was coming down the stairs. I had very claw-like hands, and I had an open shot, and I took it,
Oh, so
and I hit real good.
there you go.
Um, and the art for it too. If you like, just looking at the art too, which is phenomenal. Which is part of the reason because you can get a free version of the rules as a PDF from the website, but it's kind of like the bare bones rules, and it
Mm.
doesn't have all of the cool artwork.
Mm.
The artwork is beautiful and spectacular and creepy as hell, but amazing. Um,
Alright, I finally finished Proximus.
but yeah, what I dislike about Call of Cthulhu is that it's not just a case of you know, everything being hopeless. It's a case of you have hope in the beginning only for it all to be stolen from you.
There was a TV show called Lovecraft Country that I thought was very well done.
I heard that was very good.
I supposedly just opened up a party portal, but I don't see it.
101 to ignite attack strength. Damn.
Here we go.
Tell me I have a weapon I can put that on. What do I have on this one?
Alright, Sucresco. We have to go to Blackfriar.
Drop a PRD. That sounds fun. It's similar to my first 5e campaign where where one of the PCs took the jawbone of one of the priests of Merkel she slew to wear as a crown. That sounds like my kind of PC. I had a very similarly minded, for lack of a better word.
My players butchered a group of clerics of Pelor when they were in their lower levels and dressed the temple to look like necromancers had come here and done it.
Mm.
It was gross. Blackfriar. Can't remember anything all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, we have to. I was gonna say I'm following Simon because he seems to know, and yeah, we have to go through the Strand to get to Blackfriar.
Yes.
My groups often tend toward the darker spectrum of fantasy, but not always. Yeah, one of my favorite characters I ever played. Ooh, I saw a passageway over here somewhere.
Yep, hidden passageway. Reverse course a bit.
Yep, I see it. Yeah, I had a drow cleric of Talos who was pretty dark-hearted. I mean, she had an okay side, but like at one point we had an NPC that we couldn't get information out of, and our lawful good character was like, okay, we'll try asking him again in the morning. Meanwhile, my lawful evil cleric and the chaotic neutral tiefling sorcerer just kind of look at just give each other the side eye when they hear this. Just say nothing, just side eye. And then of course when the lawful good character went to bed, we got the information we needed. I believe our excuse was we knew you wouldn't approve, so we did it with you when you weren't paying attention.
There's the passage.
And then there was, oh gosh, Shagrazier, what was the name of your character that did the adventure with Clever? I'm trying to remember now.
That was Rallis.
Rallis, yeah. So I was playing a game with Shagrazier where it was a one shot. We were in a place where, gosh, I'm trying to remember the exact details. The town that we found ourselves in, that we were infiltrating for information and to, I want to say, start an uprising. I'm sure it was something along those lines. But there were like,
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, that was the one with the
yeah,
slavery
yes, there were slaves there,
and the
and
Tao.
yeah, and yes, and the Tao, and your character was like, we have to free them all, and then my character, who had essentially been a slave to two different masters, one of whom was an actual, well, depending on how you look, without giving away too much of the story, one of those masters was vastly better than the other. To a point where, it was servitude more than slavery, the second one, but she was still, anyway, it was all technicalities. But basically, so Rallis was like, we have to free them all, and Clever was like, well, let's look at the conditions first. Is it actual slavery that they're dealing with, or is it slavery on a technicality and they're actually being treated very well and they'd be screwed over if they were released? And of course, Rallis is looking at her like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you, woman? And of course, when Clever found out, it's actual slavery, then she was all for, releasing the bonds and freeing them all. But she's like, let's check first. Whereas any sane person would be immediately like, free them all.
Mm. Yeah, Rallis
I
was
actually-
a tiefling cleric of Saloon.
That's right. It's interesting. That was an idea that was planted in it was one of the few moments in Game of Thrones I remember that made me think. I think it may have been the only moment in Game of Thrones that made me think, because most of that show was a dumpster fire. But in one of the towns that Daenerys frees, because she's been going, through all these towns and then freeing the slaves in every single one of them, and she gets to
Marine.
Yeah, Marine. Yes. And the one slave is like, "Hey, can I go back?" And she's like, I'm sorry, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, so my masters, they were actually really lovely people, and they fed me, and I was clothed well, and I really loved their son and enjoyed tutoring him. So like, can I go back?" And she's like, I mean, if that's what you want." And he's like, "Oh, okay, but can you like free some of these people too? Because, you know, some of them were just decent people and they were treating us well and keeping us out of bad situations." And poor Daenerys is like, "What the fuck do I do with this information?" Heh,
Kill 'em all.
one of my yeah, hey, one of my group wasn't that subtle. They started up Kingmaker, the first pen and paper version from 2012. The first bandit encounter, the group captured a bandit. The chaotic good ranger decided to tie the bandit down and fire arrows into his thigh so he would slowly bleed out while they questioned him. Wow! Chaotic good? Would have been a point shift. Although, the joke about chaotic good is, what was it, doing the right thing even if it means killing every motherfucker in the room?
I always just use Malcolm Reynolds as my example of chaotic good.
Yeah. He's like, "And you're willing to die for that cause?" "I am." Bang! But it ain't exactly plan A. It would die for that belief is what it was, yeah. I love, and then, like, when the operative is like, "Do you know what your sin is, Mal?" All cocky. "Oh, hell, I'm a fan of all seven. Right now, I'm thinking of going with Wrath." Shame that Joss Whedon is such an asshole.
It really is. Alright, Blackfriar. Snow.
Is it snow or ash?
Looks like snow to me.
Pretty sure it's ash because of the burn.
One soul taken from a fallen Felbor.
Eh. Where?
Way behind you.
Behind me?
Mm-hmm.
What?
2
Where?
souls taken from fallen Felbors.
I don't see any. Oh,
Because
there's
you didn't
one.
kill them.
No, I saw one. I'm going back around. Oh, there's 2. I'm trying to keep up with you, chuckle fucks.
What do you mean
I'm
trying to
on
keep up?
3.
I was behind you!
I was trying to keep up with Simon. Firefly, the show that ended too soon and is protected too well to continue on. Yep. I liked Serenity. I thought the movie was great. I actually saw the movie before I saw the show, and then Dad and I went back and watched the show together.
Things I liked and things I didn't like about it.
Hmm?
But there were things I liked and things I didn't like about it.
Agreed. And I think if I were to go back, there would definitely be aspects of Firefly, especially the Reavers, that should have been a warning of the mask slipping. And some of the plot points and although Dollhouse really should have been the wake-up call. I actually enjoyed the first season of Dollhouse. Thought it was an
I'm
interesting
not
concept.
sure what about the Reavers is telling.
Their way of killing people.
Oh.
Do you remember how Zoe described them?
Yes.
And then if you're very, very lucky, they do it in that order.
Yeah.
This obsession with essay and media that I could really do without. How many? I've got 8 out of 10 right now. How about you?
7.
8. Obsession with essay and media? I like essays.
I like essays too, but the initials SA. You've not heard that abbreviation used before?
Oh, no, I hadn't, but I got it now. It's a lot. It's everywhere. They love it.
Yeah. And I hate it.
Yep.
They love it and I hate it.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that.
The only game I ever played where they used it as a plot device and I was okay with it was Dragon Age Origins, but that is because you get to murder them afterwards. And I do mean murder them.
There you go.
And cut them up into bloody pieces. So I was not happy for the character that had to endure it, obviously. But you know, the game very much, the way it was written and the way it was portrayed was literally that these people are inhuman and they need to die and they deserve everything that they get. And I'm like, okay, yeah, if you're going to put it in any piece of media, this is how you do it.
Yes.
All right, I've got 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
They really just start popping back here. Okay.
But yeah, Dollhouse. Did you watch Dollhouse at all?
No.
Dollhouse really should have been the wake-up call.
I never saw Buffy either.
There were some moments in the final season, in the last couple seasons of Buffy, that were very problematic.
No, the only
I can't go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad because there's so much of it that I loved and so much of it that had a huge impact in my life, like the episode Family in season 5 especially.
Mm-hmm.
Like where there's a line, and I swear it's like the queer rallying cry where the family goes, "We are her blood relatives. Who the hell do you think you are?" And Buffy goes, "We're her family."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was so much more that was problematic that I don't know that I could go back to it now and look at it the same, because I would see everything that I missed or willfully ignored the first time.
Yeah, the only Whedons I've seen are Firefly and Serenity and Avengers film, Marvel film, Avengers 2,
Avengers.
the second one.
Yeah, he did the first one as well.
Age of
so-
Ultron. He did Age of Ultron. I don't.
He did the first Avengers movie as well.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, using essay in a piece of media is tricky, and many people don't use it past titillation or an easy plot point. I will say the most recent use of it that I saw that I thought was done incredibly well was in the Calliope episode of Sandman. I knew it was coming because I'd read the comic, and I was worried about how it was going to be done. And I think, quite honestly, they did it just right in that there was just enough implied that they didn't have to. It was implied, and they really didn't have to show anything or do anything or say anything besides those two, like those few seconds where it was blatantly obvious, what had occurred. And I thought the way they worked around it and how they said everything without saying anything at all, I thought was done incredibly well. And that actually, I don't want to say that including it was a crucial plot point, because it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a crucial plot point, but it was a key plot point, because it was basically an analogy of, so Calliope is a muse, and the guy basically takes the inspiration instead of having it be given to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's used kind of as an analogy for that, and just how he gets the inspiration.
Yes.
And I thought the way they did it in the show was actually better than the way they originally did it in the comics. Especially because it showed how much further he fell.
Yeah. They had the benefit of time and hindsight to say, we can do this different, we can do this better.
Yes, absolutely. That happened a lot with Sandman, which I really, really loved. Because I remember having read... Simon, did you watch Sandman, Shagger's-Year? I'm pretty sure
Yes,
you...
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's right. So, have either of you read the comics? Shagger's-Year, I'm pretty sure... Actually, no.
Oh, I did, but it was a long time ago.
I didn't read the
and
comics, I don't.
I think I sent you the comics, or at least the digital files. So that's because Gaiman adapts, unlike other authors. Damn right, Gaiman's incredible, and he's talked about having learned, from who he was when he wrote, like he, having changed and grown as a person from the person he was when he originally wrote Sandman. So I remember, for me, I was really interested in seeing how they were going to do the episode. We gotta wait for Shagger's-Year. Otherwise, sorry, we killed 2 Black Skulls already. I'm sorry. We can probably find 2 more to make up for it.
It wasn't in there.
But I was really interested in seeing how they would adapt 24 Hours. Because in the comics, that is by far the darkest thing I've ever read, then or since. And in fact, it's been debated and discussed. People were discussing, how it was quite possibly one of the darkest story arcs written, not just for Sandman, but in general. And
with the Dreamstone?
The diner sequence.
Yeah.
The comics version is so much worse. It is so much darker. It is so much more evil. It is unhinged.
So I didn't read the comics, but I did do the audio drama. Which is an audio dramatization of the comic.
Right. I don't know what... I've not listened to the audio drama. But
it's very recent. It's by Audible, and
it's an
directed it.
Yeah. I remember, but
Gotta love.
The visual
Yeah,
visual aspect, I'm not shitting on audio dramas at all. Audio dramas, sometimes theater of the mind is more terrifying than anything you could ever see on the page. as it's laid out on the page, it is disturbing as fuck. And I was like bracing myself when I got to that episode. So that, and I was very impressed by how they kept the spirit of the story without going as dark as it was in the original comics, because it was too dark. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic story, and it exists still in the comic format, but
John Dee is a terrible person.
Well, that's just it. In the comics, there's no humanity left to him.
Yeah.
And what I liked about the show is that they gave him humanity. So that you could kind of so like at the very end of it was episode 4, A Hope in Hell, when with Rosie. Well, Rosie was the dog. No, Susie was the dog, and then Rose was, I think, the name of the woman driving. Not Rose. What was her name? The woman who drove John Dee to the warehouse.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That whole sequence.
But I know who you're talking about.
So, in the original comic, he, I think, asks about her kids or her husband and stuff, or like asks if, and he goes, "Well, I don't suppose it would have made a difference either way," and just shoots her point blank in the head.
Yeah,
And
that's what I remember. I was really surprised that she left in the show. I was like, wait a minute.
But that's what I loved about it, because I was literally bracing myself for that. And then when he says, Rosemary, that was her name. He's like, "You're a good person, Rosemary." And then he gives her the amulet of protection. I remember being like, shit, you're going to make me feel things for the villain, aren't you? You're going to make me empathize with the character that I originally saw as having no humanity. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, you absolute mad lad fucking genius. Third of all, how dare you?
Hellgate.
Shoreditch. Where the hell was Shoreditch, and why can't I remember it?
Shoreditch, I believe, was off of Templar Base, but Hellgate. Is that also on
there's
Templar Base?
Stonecutter.
Shoreditch. Thought we were going to Aldgate.
They are going to Aldgate. It's off of Monument Station, Fenchurch.
Oh, it is Aldgate. Why the hell did I say? Oh no, Shoreditch is one of my other ones. Okay, that's my bad.
Yeah,
Monument Station. Yeah, no, Shoreditch is, sorry, I was looking at a different quest.
Another's Work is the name of the quest, I think.
So yeah, I love that they gave him humanity. Because that actually, and that they fleshed out his backstory that way, and that you could actually see the person behind the monster. I thought that was incredibly done. So incredibly done.
What you doing, Simon? Everybody's not here.
Where are you?
Fenchurch.
I'm trying to find you.
Monument Station, then Fenchurch.
Where the fuck is Fenchurch?
I don't know.
There it is.
Simon's off killing things when we're not here.
Well, we don't have any kills in this zone.
We have to... Well, true. Yeah.
No, yeah, because we have to go to... What, Aldgate is what, after this? Fenchurch,
That's
Trinity Square. Oh, Trinity Square, then... Wait, where am I? Fenchurch, Trinity Square? Yeah, then
Trinity
Aldgate.
Square, okay.
Bollocks.
Well, Trinity Square door is right near the door that lets you into Fenchurch.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not far apart.
There it is. I just party portaled to you.
That works.
Yeah, Stormcrow, I could go on a Sandman. Oh my god, I was at my local comic shop on Saturday. It's a place called Dr. Wonder. It is one of my favorite places in all of ever. I adore them. Everyone who works there... Ooh, there's a Hell Rift over here. Everyone who works there is just an absolute gem of a human being. The woman who runs the place is incredible and just so funny. And
Ancient
I have
Blood.
found... Yep. Are you in the Hell Rift already?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just killing this little thing.
Our
Anyway.
completion of Trinity Square is moot, so I just went for it.
Yep. So I was there Saturday, because I had some store credit, and they had, and I hadn't gotten to go since before the holidays, and they had a whole box now of Sandman stuff. So not only did I find the issue of Dream Country that was specifically the Midsummer Night's Dream issue, which
Shakespeare.
yes, and the Midsummer Night's Dream issue of Dream. So in Dream Country,
Yeah. He meets
the Midsummer
Shakespeare and
Night's
sends
Dream.
him into Fae.
Yeah, they perform Midsummer Night's Dream for the Fae.
Yeah.
It's a great
story.
issue.
Yeah. I enjoy that.
And I found 5 out of the 6 issues of A Game of You, which is volume 5, and my favorite storyline. I can't explain why it's my favorite storyline. I just remember reading it, like the first time I read it, and feeling like I was there with the characters, and it just the whole storyline captivated me. Wanda's in particular,
Yeah.
like Wanda's story really got me.
Oh, I
And
mean,
I-
I still
that was
feel bad
the-
about that one.
Yes, and the thing is, that was like one of the first positive portrayals of a trans character I'd ever seen in media at the time that I read it.
I still
Like
wish
the
it could
first
have
time
ended
I ever read
differently
it.
for her.
Yeah, I know. I wish that it could have ended differently for her too. But to me, what struck me most, and I think this is why I'm so behind. Like there's the whole thing about like you know the queer rallying cry. You know, we're her bloodkin. Who are you? We're her family. You know, from that Buffy episode, is because you know her family were such assholes to her. And Barbie, you know, went there and made sure that even if just for one day, her name, her real name, her chosen name was remembered. Magdalene Visaggio, she is the writer of Vagrant Queen, another trans woman. Apparently, she mentioned on her Twitter at one point that there was plans to write more about Wanda, and that she had planned out a story, but it was unfortunately never greenlit. I think I remember seeing that on her Twitter, and we all freaked because we're like, "Oh my god, we would pay money to read a story about that you wrote." Oh my god.
Yeah. Because, like,
I
I'm
also
glad that, you know, Barbie was true family and made the statements that she did, but I just hated that her family so basically got to win this one.
I do too. And the thing is, though, and it occurred to me when this was written, because this was written in the late 80s.
Yeah, I know.
And I would love to ask Mr. Gaiman how hard he had to fight to get that published, and like whether or not there were any restrictions that he was forced.
Actually,
to put in
the
place.
audio drama, he has a foreword where he talks a little bit about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I would love to listen to like just that foreword. I'm sure the audio drama is good, but I have a thing about giving money to Amazon.
Just
But
because
yeah,
he had to make a statement about how there are some stories here that are presented and they probably don't seem as progressive as he likes to present himself, but he had to remind that they were written in the 80s and he was...
Yeah. And that's what I try to remind myself when I read it too. Like, hell, even from the time I read it to the time... So, part of the reason too that 24 Hours stuck with me as a comic piece and as a storytelling device was that was one of the first times. Okay, so you know the character Judy in the diner?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Who talks about having a girlfriend?
Yeah.
So when I read that strip, the 24 Hours, when I first read that comic,
Yeah.
and you know, of course, Judy, you know, dies along with everybody else.
Yeah, of course.
But when I first read it, that was the first piece of media I'd ever come across where where the character's sexuality was not the main focus. Usually, like even in Buffy, you know, you come across a queer character and the plot line always involves their sexuality in some way, shape, or form. You know, that always, like, it's their entire personality, their entire storyline. But in 24 hours, I mean, yeah, it was part of the plot because, you know, you learn that that's how she got there, and that's why she's there, and who she's waiting for, and all that sort of thing.
Well,
But
yeah, but I
that's
mean, it's
it.
also, well, it's not it, unfortunately, because it's also her conflict during the before John D really takes hold of the situation and everything goes to hell in a handbasket is
In the
there's
comic, it's just, but that's just it. It's her conflict, but like, it doesn't set her apart because everybody has a conflict. It's not. It's just. It's not presented as anything out of the ordinary. It's not present. It's just. It just is. You know, it's not something that is hyper focused on. You know,
but
it's
it
not there.
was.
Okay, well, but that's just it. It's not hyper focused on because of its queerness. It's hyper focused on because it's a conflict. Every character has a
I
conflict. It's
don't.
just there.
You're not letting me finish. So you're arguing a point I'm not making.
I'm listening.
Okay. The conflict that she got into was with the man who was there, who wanted to pick her up.
But
And that was a conflict because John D wrote that to happen, because that's what he was using the Dreamstone to do, was try and give people perfect stories. And so he wanted the guy and the girl to get together.
no, that's not how he didn't. No, that's not what happened in the comic, and in the show, it was actually what's her name, the waitress, was trying to set them up. Remember?
Yes.
But in the comic, it wasn't, and in the comic, it was different. In fact, I don't think I could go back and look, but actually, no, I reread it recently. The guy doesn't even play a factor. In the comic, it's just that she had a fight with her girlfriend. That is her conflict, is that she had a fight with her girlfriend. The dude has nothing to do with it. In the show, you know, that whole interaction where the waitress who just loves happy endings and set up the CEO and his wife, you know, in the booth,
Yep.
that was the waitress. That wasn't John D. Oop. No. There's chests over here, you know.
Yeah, but not everybody was there, so I didn't open them. We're dealing with a blinking enemy.
Sorry, I got one. But yeah, it was the waitress trying to do that, not John D. John D didn't particularly care. And then in the comic, John D also didn't particularly care. So, you know, her gayness just kind of was. You know,
As it
it wasn't
be.
right. As it should be. We know that now. But when I read that comic when I was like 16, 17, that was the first time I had ever encountered a queer character in media where her gayness just was. And that to me was revolutionary.
So much stuff to pick up.
But it's definitely interesting to see, like, that what we think now was what we see from a 2023 viewpoint as not having been progressive was, for its time, incredibly progressive.
Oh yeah, the point of it drawing a lot of ire from people.
I know. I do so love any piece of media that makes bigots mad is a piece of media that I will tend to support.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of bigots and getting mad, and Karma being I don't know, I envision Karma as a beautiful, beautiful woman, and here's why. Here's one of many reasons why. So Gina Carano, or
Oh,
her.
yes.
Did you hear?
I did.
How
Tell
much?
it.
Yeah. Okay. This is when I saw the tweet about it, and I saw the number. I went, "Oh, karma! I owe you a drink of. I owe you a hot chocolate. I owe you I like just whatever your beverage of choice is. Cause damn."
Oh,
So
yeah.
Gina Carano decided to make movies with Ben Shapiro after getting kicked off of
Wild decision.
Yeah, right. Well, she needed someone else who also believed in her conservative, trashy viewpoints
Yes.
and all that.
It's okay. I heard her character died of space dysentery. That's why she would never came back on the Mandalorian. It was unfortunate.
Exactly.
Very sad.
Anyway,
Pooped herself to death.
well, yeah, because her ass got jealous of the shit her mouth produced. Anyway.
We got walks here. Anyway, go ahead. Tell the rest of it.
I was gonna say that's been in my insult arsenal for a long time, and I've been waiting for a good excuse to use it.
Happy to set you up.
Thank you. I appreciate the setup, especially after I word vomited and didn't let you get a word in edgewise. I'm so sorry for that. Um, but basically, she made a movie with Ben Shapiro of all people, and the numbers at the box office. When I say it made 804, I don't mean 804 million. I don't mean 804,000. I mean $804.
I love it. Give me more of that.
Right? I was like, oh, this is gonna sustain me for weeks.
Like, no matter how cheaply they produce this film, there's no way that covered
Yeah,
it.
that's not even like a fraction of her paycheck. Oh, I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah, no, I just saw that a little earlier. So good.
But no, I really am sorry. I'm gonna try to be better about not cutting people off and going on rants like that because I hate it when it's done to me. So I should not. I just have to stop doing it to other people just because I get worked up about a topic. So
We learn and grow.
we
Make
do.
mistakes. Happens. Let's see. Map. Oh, looks like we've been everywhere.
Well, enthusiasm is infectious, and I enjoy hearing people be excited about something.
True, but sometimes I can go on a rant about, especially queer topics, and I have to remember that, despite years of conditioning, my friends are not attacking me.
It's true.
We are trying to have a civil debate here. So that was my bad.
Kind of a lot of queer friends, and I would like to be as supportive of all of them as I possibly can be.
No, and you are. You've always been supported. It's one of those things, especially now in light of the book bannings and people being openly. I don't know if you saw, but domestic terrorism specifically against the queer community has been on the threat watch.
Yeah.
The actual government threat watch for a few months now. And they're thinking that some of the hits on the power grids that you've seen in a couple of places of people like testing the limits.
Oh yeah. No, I mean when it first happened in Texas, I have an entire channel who was all like, "We know what this was about."
Yeah. So that and just growing up in general being, I hate to say growing up being afraid, but in general, sometimes I forget to turn that defense mechanism off. And it goes a little too hardcore, especially in characters whose storylines have, in some small way, whether reading them was a revelation or just something about it. So yeah, I have to remind myself to, ease up.
We're all good. Hellgate. Oh, I wonder if we're gonna get even more of those colored.
Oh my, is that another Hell Rift?
It is.
What the fuck?
They were worried we missed the last one. One Dark Talisman. Get back here, you little shit. Eat rockets. Ooh,
Two.
demonic.
Three.
Battery.
So, do you know, I was an adult when I realized that the Count, Von Count, was a vampire because of that old
Count Dracula.
lore about throwing rice, because the vampire would be compelled to stop and count it all.
Yes.
I was an adult when I realized that. I was a little miffed with myself.
Oh my god, my inventory. No!
I know. Especially with the size of the talismans, like, jeez.
Yeah. Having a big old problem here. Quartermaster
Oh,
blows. I didn't
here's a
even
blood
know I
seraph
got
over
one.
here. There's 2 blood seraphs over here.
Regen.
4 talismans.
Slightly less. I get minion
5
damage.
talismans.
I'm giving minion armor. Armor, minion damage. Hit points.
Oh, there's another one. Oops. There's several over here. 6.
I'm up to 7. You might want to
Okay.
backtrack.
7.
This guy.
I mean, up to 7 now.
Minion health. Damage.
How many do you have now?
Slightly better.
Yeah, still 7.
Yeah, I have 7 now.
Okay, 8.
Okay, so I should backtrack then.
I had to fuck around with items in my inventory. I'm at... What am I at? 7.
Yeah, there's 8. It's over here.
Okay.
I'll stand here until you get here.
Blood Seraph. See if this one will just make my life easy and drop it. Of course not. Why would it? Alright, here I come.
Thwamp, thwamp, thwamp.
Following the map. It was what? I checked that area. What? I went back there specifically. I didn't see that. Alrighty. Got it. 8 out of 8. Oh no, my buddy.
Alright, no ancient blood this time.
Alright, Hell Rift.
Did you see that they, sorry, I just noticed my Twitter had notifications. Did you see that they, that a bunch of artists and a legal firm filed a class action suit?
Please against one of the
AI.
AIs.
Yep, because of how they're using, copyrighted material
Yep.
without people's permission.
Yep.
And pulling from, yeah. I'm so happy.
Nice.
I am so delighted.
I hope
I
the
hate
Stable
AI
Diffusion
art.
dies.
Yeah, the whole thing, it's like about, especially considering like how many people pay for the use of stock photos as reference photos
Yeah.
for things. And especially with people now trying to sell AI art,
Yep.
like it's actually their art, and it's like,
Oh.
bitch, I know artists. I know exactly how long it takes for them to do their work and how difficult it is and how
But
talented
they
they are.
spent 3 hours trying to put the right words into the generator. They did work.
See, I messed around with an AI art generator to see if it would give me like a good reference photo or something, and it was pretty bland. I was not impressed. Nor have I really been impressed with any of the AI art that people have shown me. You know, some of it has been kind of cool. I have a friend who, and I'm still a little miffed at him for this. He fed the AI, like an AI generator. Instead of using like an online one, I think he like curated what he fed it somehow. But I'm still like, yeah, no, sorry, I don't AI art.
Or
Now what I'll do is, I was gonna say, I love creating things in Hero Forge because they make great reference photos, the screenshots I mean, for drawing. Um, because drawing freehand is difficult.
It is. I draw freehand.
Depending on what I draw I sometimes draw freehand. I don't usually trace unless I'm doing a vector graphic and I want it to be exact. Um, I'll draw freehand, but with a reference photo.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I mean. So sorry, not. There's a word for it, isn't there? Like when you draw freehand and without a reference photo. I can't remember now. Yeah,
Sometimes
so
you
I'll
just call them
draw
sight drawings.
I don't know. So I'll draw freehand, but but I will often use reference photos.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good idea to use reference photos. And,
Right.
like, with Photoshop, if you have a stock image of somebody doing a pose, for instance, nobody's going to criticize you for doing, like, your stick figure portion of that right on top of that image to get the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
proportions
yeah.
right.
To get the proportions right, absolutely. You have it like as a layer beneath it, so you
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
But everything else that you've done on there is original. I mean, I've done that.
Yeah, so like I have my laptop is a touch screen because I can't do the thing where you draw on a tablet and then watch it happen on the screen.
Yeah.
My brain will not do that.
I have both of
Um,
those.
so I have a Surface Pro. So what I was
I have a
gonna
Surface
do
Pro
is start.
4.
Yeah, I have a Pro 3 and it's still running. I love it. What I was gonna do was like bring up the screenshot in there and start practicing like drawing on the tablet by having like the picture beneath and drawing over it as like a reference to get the proportions correct.
Mm-hmm. I haven't even been paying attention to the
Travel the
fucking...
thread, needle, and kill. Cruel spike. I think Simon's beaten us to it.
Probably. I was doing inventory stuff. King William Street. Will say the major benefit of party portaling is that
Yeah,
it
right.
considers that it treats as though you never went through the, like, the station. So,
Jiminy Christmas, there's another Hell Rift. Please continue.
so all of your minions stay out. I don't have to resummon them.
Oh, nice.
Even if there would not normally be a way to get here without going through a station. So that's pretty interesting.
God, how many Hell Rifts are going to be in this place?
I don't know. We go in?
Sure, why not?
Fix this bad boy.
Oh my god. That's what, our 5th?
Yeah, I think so, actually, yeah.
5 Ancient Bloods in less than 3 hours.
Why? It's not on a cooldown. Why isn't it letting me do it? Fucking bitch.
Because you're too cool? I don't know.
It wasn't letting me use the skill to repair my drone as it was fucking dying. It's like...
How dare.
Like, it's not on cooldown. The drone's right over there. What's the issue here? Why can't I do it? It does have a long cooldown. It's got a 10-second cooldown. I can get that cooldown to come down if I level it up. so
Oh,
much
I
dash.
see. I do a certain type of damage with my shield. I keep seeing it go, the number on my mini game go down when I do my shield bash, so I'm gonna do more of that.
Right. Forgetting to do the minigame. It's been waiting for me to do toxic damage for like half an hour.
I don't really pay attention actively to the mini games. I mean, I just sort of look over and see, oh, am I near completing one? Let me do something about that. Let me hang on, my turn to do things with the inventory.
Why? Why couldn't I use escape? Fucking bullshit.
I have no answers for you, only sympathy. What, did you go into the ancient blood? Oh
Yeah, I went
shit.
into the Ancient Blade, got fucking wrecked. And so I was
Oh,
like,
they're all up in the fucking air.
alright, so I'm gonna just...
Yeah, come back out. Let's wait for Shaggers here.
That's a great
I can't
idea. Let me
party
get out of here.
portal to you.
And they're all fucking phasers.
Okay, I am out of the Hell Rift. You should be able to party portal to me.
Here I come.
I was gonna say, hit yourself with the spectral brace before you go in. Let's see, they're all shockers. Let's see.
So much energy to drop a haste butt.
Let's use.
No, I'm just butthurt because I did the thing to activate... Yeah, activate escape, and it didn't activate.
Wonder if I can use my electric splash blade against electric enemies. Let's try it. Just for funsies. And if it goes horribly wrong, we'll fix it later. Well, it seems to be working well enough.
Ugh, I'm shocked. I can't repair my drone. There we go. Things aren't supposed to shock me. I'm the gun guy. Stop hurting the gun guy.
Yeah, poison.
Yep. Got poisoned right when I dropped a heal. So that sucked. Wasted heal.
I denounce you. Oh, there's a Golkar, Golkan, that him
Skullcar.
thing.
It's a gold car, skull car.
Andy's brought friends.
Owie.
Come at me, bro.
Alright, you need to go away. Phasing is bad, phasing is bad, phasing. Oh my gosh! Why? It makes it so that if I'm phased, I can't use escape. Why?
Oh,
Why does phasing turn your escape off?
mean. Oh. Speaking of demons,
Literally the only ability I have to protect myself in these situations, and the game's just like, nah, you don't get to use it.
speaking of demons, I have one in my lap.
Oh, cat.
Milo's happy because his favorite auntie visited him today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my sister came over. Got fun pictures, played with the cat.
Well,
Sister
that
is
does.
Milo's actual favorite. She'll give him scritches and take really awesome pictures of him. Oh, are you pawing at the mouse like you want to play too? Does Milo want to kill some demons?
No, he just wants you to stop using the mouse.
That's fair. Hi.
Bastard Orbits. I'd be killing them faster, except I'm trying to do the toxic thing. My toxic gun is apparently not very strong anymore.
I don't have the accuracy to use my Nova gun yet.
I think that's
Milo's
probably the same reason I never used the Nova gun with my Guardian. It was just like, I don't want to
Milo,
spend
look
the
at your
points I would need
ears.
to spend in order to use it.
No, don't give me that. Mama needs to look at your ears, make sure they're not all gunky. Don't give me that.
One more thing with toxic.
They look good.
It didn't count. Somebody else
They
killed it.
look good, baby boy. They look good. Yeah, they look good, but you're still shaking your head like that. Great.
There we go. Back on the good gun. Ugh, toxic again. Where'd gold cargo?
Is that fire damage? I believe I have that on my other sword. No. I have it on the sword. Okay.
Okay.
Get over here. I know, Milo, you're mad at me because I looked at your ears to make sure they were okay.
They're really just like warping in friends. Like, you go over there, there's the one thing, and then all of a sudden
Oh, I
they're
have a skill point
surrounded.
to allocate. Forgot I had a skill point to allocate.
I've had a skill point to allocate for a while. Just haven't had the
Yeah, I haven't
moment's
bothered.
breath to do anything about it.
Get over here.
That was
I
close.
see you, rare fiend master. Get over here. I denounce. Get back here. Stop blinking! Toll.
They cannot. It is all they know how to do.
Did we get this chest over here? There's a chest over here.
Ranged monsters everywhere. I'll worry about the chests once everything's dead.
That's fair. Let me party portal to you. I can't party portal to you in here. Okay.
Nope, you can't party portal at all when ancient blood is involved.
Funsies.
Might be hell rifts in general, but I know it's ancient blood.
Okay, I see you.
Why'd you have to get bigger? I didn't want you to
He's
get
an
bigger.
asshole.
So much hurties on the ground. So many ground hurties. Why do they hate my feet?
Because they assholes.
They assholes. It true.
Little warpers. It's fine. You can just be fodder for my minigame fire damage.
I killed my buddy again. Getting harder to keep alive.
What, your drone?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Dronesy.
Now it's called the Slayer Mark IV.
Uh-oh, another passageway over here. I see you, fucker. Down to one last fire kill.
It is unfortunate that, like, it has to be the killing blow. So it
Yeah.
makes us
I
work
got it.
against each other.
Oh, I thought you just had to tap it with one.
Nope. Because my thing has been sitting at 13 for the last 12 enemies we killed.
I have Shockwave now, so I switch blades. Open the chesty?
Yep.
Nice.
Since we're all standing here.
Ooh, I got a cricket bat. Mega circumferential cricket bat. It's actually pretty good.
Circumferential.
Well, damage of group attack skills. It does physical direct and physical slash. Chance to fire exploding spikes when it kills an enemy. I can use my Nova gun if I want now. I don't know what I'd. Wow, that's a lot of direct damage. Okay. And that's awesome. Let me try it just to see what happens. Oh, it's very slow, isn't it?
Well, not as slow as 1.0.
I'm trying to get to you both.
And if you do a wield, it's twice as fast.
I don't think I even realized there was another tunnel.
Huh.
I can try it out now.
There are definitely some enemies that drain the power of my gun faster than other enemies. It's very strange.
Not a fan with the Nova, I don't think, but it's definitely better than 1.0. Like, way better.
It might be hard to see how well it shines with all this chaos and damage from us as well.
Can put it in the shared inventory for my other Guardian Blade Mastery.
Only, I don't think the Blade Masters can use them. I think they're a Guardian thing, right?
No, both.
Oh, okay.
I'm dual wielding two of them on both of my the Blade Master and Guardian.
Nope. I choose Guardian because I want to swing a sword, so I use a sword.
That's what I do too. Where did y'all go?
I'm going down the one path that I never got to see. Down to see if there's anything to pick up.
I think there was a chest that I didn't open because I was waiting for y'all.
You're right, there is a chest. I'm on it.
All right, go open the chest. I need to step away for a second.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Pyrrhic Duellos.
That combustible relic is real nice, and so is that arcane one. I might have to...
So many rockets. Why so many rockets?
Oh, but that's ignite attack strength, so that's not gonna help. That's a nice one.
Oh.
Hell was the way out.
Party portal was the way out.
You can't party portal from here.
It should be straight across, I believe.
Yep, I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it.
Yeah. Roughly straight
And then
across.
we have to get to Thread Needle, I believe. Yep.
Red need. Oh, man. Everything hurts. I really think I should take tomorrow off.
Do it.
Walking hurts. My butt hurts. My neck hurts. I will not be happy in the office. Okay, then.
Okay. More for hamper. Oh. Somebody's hitting me. Oh, Lord Trurshay.
Yeah, he must have just teleported away from me because I was just in the middle of killing him.
Yeah, he's over by me now.
Wow. A dick. What was that noise? Oh. Wow, that actually made a noise that I could hear. Cameron has subscribed again. Oh boy.
Why won't this fucker die?
Thank you, Stammies.
Oh, viewers. Yes! Thank you.
He sent me
And then
hearts.
he would...
Well, I hope you found Lord Trurshay, because I'm dealing with a healthy rare bone cracker who's
I see him.
refusing to die. Just doesn't wanna.
And now he's dead. Oh, and here's another one.
Thank you. Alright, where's this fork and thread needle? Where the hell, right?
It's either north or south.
It's not north, so it's got to be south.
Well, there's another passage north that's not complete on my map.
Well, I can tell you that I went that way.
Okay.
And I don't think it's up that way, although it is possible.
Bone crackers.
Chimera Donz's,
Bone cracker. It's just such a charming name.
It feels accurate.
Yeah,
Alright,
no
I'm back.
kidding.
Uh-oh, they killed my drone. God damn it.
How dare he?
Up there.
Oh, there's a passageway. Oh, yeah, here's Thread Needle, and then here's a
Hey.
passageway.
Wait.
I don't know what kind of passageway it is yet. I'm trying to kill all the chompers. Why are all these random chompy crushy thingies in the middle of a hallway?
Because Mario.
Have you not seen Galaxy Quest?
Yeah, of course I've seen it.
Okay, thank heavens. Whoever wrote this episode should die!
By Grabthar's hammer. What a savings.
Elite passageway.
I'm gonna elite your passageway.
Giggity.
Wow.
There's the Die. Yes!
Yeah, this is a
Thank
much
y'all.
better weapon. Stick with this one all the time.
Oh, Lord, what?
Blobberser.
Blobberser. Nice to meet you too, sir.
It's like Worcestershire, but no.
I think Milo thinks that if he knocks down, or at least tries to climb the partition, even though it's not even set up, that he can get me to stop playing video games.
Well, joke's on
Would be
him.
wrong. I didn't put it up in the first place for a reason, Dorcas. It's not like he didn't already F around and find out.
Alright, we got 2 chests down the East Passage.
We're over here down. There's no chest over here, so we better go find you.
I'll just see if they dropped anything. They didn't drop anything. Cool. Alright, so if we go southeast, 2 chests down that way.
Yeah, we're waiting on you.
Right behind you.
Oh, you are, yes. Let's see.
Got me some pants and
okay.
shoes.
Oh, it's a shame.
I'm actually wearing a double-edged piece of gear. I've really never done that before.
I have, but it was the double edge was feed cost, so.
Yes. My double edge is a PowerPoint penalty.
Braver soul than I.
It was 9%, and I had over 100, so it's okay.
Oh, wrong map. Right map.
These things want to give me health regen, and I want to tell them yes, but they don't have minion damage, so I have to tell them no.
My region, my minions telling me no, but my regen telling me yes.
Mom never realized that I pretty much entirely inherited my taste in music from her, so every time I go there and mention a song, she's like, "Why do you know that song?" I'm like, because you know that song. She's just constantly surprised that I know songs from her era for some reason, even though, like, when I was a kid, it was nothing but car rides with Mom with fucking Warren Zevon and Rolling Stones and Paul Simon, Garfunkel in the car.
Oh yeah, I grew up on all my parents' music. I'll never forget the day my mom looked at me very seriously. She's like, "You know Paint It Black, don't you?" And I hummed the opening riff. Looked at her like, "What do you take me for?"
I mentioned Horse with No Name, and my mom goes, "How do you know that song?" Like, it's a pretty well-known song.
I've heard the title. I don't think I've heard the song, or if I have, I don't know that it's that song. Kind of like how I thought for years that I didn't realize that I didn't know Bohemian Rhapsody until someone's like, "This is Bohemian Rhapsody." I'm like, "Oh yeah, everybody knows that one."
Mama, ooh, wind blows. I don't wanna die. Sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. What's
I remember
this?
being at the Ren Fair, a whole group of us just sang it together, musical interludes and all. And actually, I saved the comment chain. I was part of a comment chain on Twitter where a bunch of us just sang, I suppose you could say. We all sang
I'll call it singing.
Bohemian Rhapsody. It was fun. I forget how it started too. Someone just mentioned like referenced it or said something about the first line, and suddenly, "Mama just killed a man."
There is a funny thread that somebody did where I think it came from a Discord server or something where people were trying to, go line by line for Welcome to the Black Parade.
Oh,
And it went off the rails really fast. And so what immediately somebody did was they took the lines as sung in the order that they come out in, and they clipped up the song itself to match what was written.
oh
So
no.
it's super funny, especially when somebody breaks in with other songs.
That's amazing.
And then a third person took that audio and put a new video to it where all of the lines are being put in not by these randos from this Discord server handles, but by the characters from Gideon the Ninth.
Oh my god.
And it was very funny. It was because somebody kept jumping in with lines from Down with the Sickness. That's what the other song that kept popping in was.
I remember
Ready.
there was a variant of
God, what is happening?
Wordle. Is that the guy we need to kill? I think it is.
That's the guy.
There was a variant of Wordle, I forget the name of it now, that was great until Spotify bought it, and then I just stopped giving it my time. But basically, it was it would give you the first second of a song, and then if you didn't get it, it would give you another, and you could guess, and it would give you the next second. I remember, and it was the sort of thing where I remember
You bitch.
one. Ooh, there's a passageway here too.
His
I remember
health
there
just
was
went back to
one.
full.
There was one morning where the opening second was like, dun, dun, and I almost sang out loud, "Reach out, touch faith." And then a friend of mine messaged me and said, "You will literally get this one immediately." And like within the first second. This is a 1-second song this morning, and so I play the first second, and it's literally just da, like a piano note, that specific note, and I'm like, dun 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 dun.
Elite passageway.
I liked the there's a guy, I keep forgetting his name, and I really shouldn't. He's the white guy who's bald, and he does piano stuff, like TikToks and
Oh, is he one of the piano guys?
One of the piano guys, sort of. He's very funny. He's got like an electric keyboard, and most of his stuff is kind of satirical of
Okay, because there's a group of people called the piano guys that are really fun.
No, I don't think so. I can't think of his name, and I should be able to think of it, and I feel bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seth Everman!
Yes! Seth Everman.
I love him!
Yes.
Love him.
So very funny, so very funny. So there's this one where he plays 3 notes.
Are you guys both in the passageway?
I'm not in the passageway yet. I'm walking to the passageway now. I'm in the passageway now. It's elite.
So he plays 3 notes.
He plays 3 notes, and it's like he's him talking to him, right? So one of him plays the 3 notes and goes, "What song am I thinking of?" And so the other guy, the other him just pulls up his computer and just brings up song after song after song that begins with those 3 notes. Just like 10 of them. And he's just like, "No, that's not the one. No, that's not the one. No, that's not the one." And
it's
then,
like the 4-chord song.
Kind of. It's just all these songs start with these 3 notes. And then finally he, like... he just you see it dawn on him, like that dawning expression of, "Oh, I know what song it is!" And he dons sunglasses and plays the rest of it.
Funny. I love Seth Everman.
Oh, yeah. Very
I remember when he originally did, like, video game music, and it was like that water level everyone hates, and he did it like completely like straight face deadpan.
Yep. That's our boy.
That and his Christmas one was hysterical. I love the Christmas one.
Yeah, love Seth Everman. Very funny. Very funny. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember what this fucking song ended up being, because it's also pretty well known. Everything's falling out of my head right now. I don't know what anything is.
Yeah, that's been me for a little bit now. Lord Chiragunt? Well, he's dead
Lord Cryag Hunt.
now. Oh no! Diminishing!
He spawned smaller versions.
Little shit. Yes, he did.
It's okay. I have a haste bot and I have a multi-rocket launcher, which means it's a lot of rockets getting thrown out by me.
Oh my god, I have so many.
Money?
No, just inventory juggling.
Yeah, no, I'm really hoping we get this fucking bag soon, because it's getting kind of
it's
tight
getting
in
late.
here.
It's getting
Alright.
tight and it's getting late.
Well, I mean, according to this, we finished Kiskiliarum, and I think Kiskiliarum is one of the last ones.
Yeah, it's one of the last ones. I had it written down at one point.
Put all the level names to the mission names together, and it makes a Latin phrase.
Yeah, and I never quite translated it properly.
Alright, let's see. See if it's gonna be a butthead or not.
Go with music. Hurdle, that's what it was. Hurdle.
Mark Lane Station.
Let's see. Today's hurdle.
Ba-ba-da-boo.
Quietly now. Little transactions begin.
After
I think it's Don't Stop
Kiskiliarum.
Believing.
In Veacham. Lost Ones in Trinity Square. Hey, remember Trinity Square?
It's not Don't Stop Believing.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
That was my first guess.
I'm sorry, I don't know what
Trinity
you're guessing at.
No, Hurdle is the game, is what it's called. Hurdle, when you try to guess the song.
Oh, hello, Bert's20. No, we're not playing on hardcore. Death is way too hardcore for us. We would just not want to play after that. No, we're just playing in regular mode. Right.
knows.
Hardcore is the one where you stay dead, and Nightmare is just the one after this, or is Nightmare the one where you stay dead, and Hardcore is the second playthrough? We're not yet on the second playthrough. We're still on the first playthrough.
How the hell did I not get that?
Oh, okay.
Not get what?
I got today's hurdle within 7 seconds. I didn't know that first opening for I Will Survive. That piano opening.
I don't know what today's hurdle means.
It was the game I was telling you about, where you had to do. It was Wordle, but with the opening seconds of a song.
Oh, okay.
And that one day, it was literally just, "Da."
Fen Church.
It was literally just, "Da," and I'm
Alright,
like,
I'm
oh,
in
that's
there.
Welcome to the Black Parade.
Gotcha.
Portal to me.
When I was a young boy, my father
Wordle.
took me into the city.
To sing marching band.
He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you defeat them?
4 out of 18.
demons,
What are you guys at?
and all the
watch your health.
non-believers,
I'm at 6 out of 18 now.
the plans that they have made.
7. Because one day I'll leave you a phantom to lead you in the summer to join the
the Black Parade.
parade.
Well, it sounded like we were in sync on my end.
Yeah, I was gonna say I adjusted and it sounded a little bit like it. So I'm at 10 out of 18. What are y'all at?
I don't know. 15 out of 18. I didn't kill anything before you got here.
Did your bots kill anything before I got here?
Possible, but I don't think so, since I was in the middle of summoning them when you arrived.
I know exactly what your marksman's favorite song is. Bots, 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 bots.
I don't know that song.
Shots. It's usually shots. Shots, 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 shots. No?
No, I
It's
don't
like-
know that song.
It's a party song.
I see. But I don't drink.
That's for the better. It's mostly sung as a joke now, but it's like one of those songs that you hear at a club. That
Boots and Cats
doesn't have
songs.
lyrics. The cat songs. Why? Because it sounds like a cat trying to throw up?
No, Boots and Cats. Boots and Cats.
Oh yeah, boots and cats. I can't do it.
Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats.
I can't do it.
One flesh, one bone, one true religion, one voice, one hope, one real decision. My god, is that where she got it? One flesh, one end, it's Queen. Alright, I'm confused. Why is Lord still here? Was I supposed to do something with him?
Duh.
Yeah, either. Oh, I need to
Left
go
over
back.
from the last time.
Yeah, it's left over from the last time, but I don't remember doing anything then either.
Invicam. Yes!
Ugh. Isn't Vicham the last
Oh,
step?
gee.
No, Exinde is.
Exinde, that's right, Exinde is the last step.
No, we're not doing the ancient blood.
There was an ancient blood.
We'd already done
Yeah,
it.
like no, from oh right, because we weren't here the first time.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We already did it. Alright, we need to go to Liverpool Approach. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute, we can
So,
just
yeah,
walk
let's
there.
go
We can just walk there.
That's right, we can just walk there!
I think it's this way.
What is it? I'm out of identifiers.
I'd give you some, because I have like 40 left, but...
All good, I can buy more. Is this the right way?
Edina Menzellifiers?
Let it go, let it go.
Ah, I'm on the wrong side. Turn away and slam the door.
I don't care what they're going to say.
Let the storm rage on.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
Okay, well, Bert's 20 knows the shot song. I don't know it. Keep singing the whole song. Sometimes I get the feeling.
You're not missing much by not knowing it.
Well, somebody in my chat knows it. Thanks, Berts. Go down, Vortex Rogue. Da, 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 da. I was about to start shooting because I thought an enemy came around the corner. Turned out to be my drone.
To give up who we are. So let's raise a bar and a cups to the stars. She's like the sun. Like
I like Daft Punk, but I could not get into those songs.
I hate the Daft Punk version of Get Lucky because it's creepy as hell to me, and something about it just sounds really squicky. The Hailstorm version is actually...
I hate the song's existence.
I mean, the way Daft Punk sings it makes it sound like he's
Kanye.
a big predator.
It's
Oh, well, that
Kanye.
makes it even worse. The way Kanye sings it makes him sound like the creepy predator he is.
Yeah, that's the problem. That whole album for Tron Legacy was Daft Punk and Kanye collaborating, and I'm just like, why'd you guys do this?
Why? That's just a disaster. No, Hailstorm
I
redeemed
love Daft
that song
Punk.
for me. Hailstorm utterly redeemed that song for me because the way she sings it, it's just like, I'm at a dance party. If I meet someone, great. I'm looking to meet someone, and if I do, that's great. And if not, that's fine too.
Hmm.
She sings it less like a creepy stalker person and more like, yeah, I'm here to party. Anybody else?
Mm. I don't know. It just seems to me like it's a little difficult to change the meaning of the line, "We're up all night to get lucky."
Well, I mean, it's how you interpret the get lucky. Like if she's saying we're up all night to get lucky as in like I would like to meet someone and get lucky consensually. She
Hmm.
sings it like she's intending to get lucky consensually. Kanye does not.
Hmm. What are we looking for? I've already forgotten.
Like I have gone to clubs and dances with the intent to be up all night to get lucky. I have not gotten lucky because, consent is a very important thing to me and I would never approach someone against their will.
Hmm.
Um,
Salgrim.
but the way Kanye sings it and the tone and the tonality and the way it's done just gives me like the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it should.
But the
He's
way
gross.
Hailstorm sings it, especially like knowing Lizzie Hale and what she stands for and how vocal she is about just, women's rights in general and just how chill she is as a person and the topics of some of her other songs as well, like the ones that she's written. Um, it's oh my god.
That him? That's him. Salgrim the
Um,
Nightmare.
yeah. So
Oh, he's
for me,
gigantic.
it's easier to, I guess you could say, reallocate the meaning of the song, as it were,
Hmm.
just because of how she sings it.
Mm.
So I'm trying to think of another similar example because there's definitely been times when like a song that like one version sounds great to me and the
Mad World.
really
The cover is
You-
better than the original.
wait, is Gary Jules the original
No,
or
Gary Jules is
okay,
the
yeah, the
cover.
cover's better. Yeah, I didn't know that besides Gary. Well, that's the cover is better than the original. No, I'm trying to think of like I'm trying to think of an example of when how a person sings a song is
Well, I mean, but that is the entire thing, because the original Mad World was written in the 80s. It was performed in the 80s. And so it's like 80s prog rock is the way it's
mhm,
performed, or something. Like, it's synth rock. And
yeah.
it doesn't fit the mood of the lyrics at all. It's very much a product of its time.
It's interesting because I used to feel the exact same way about Sweet Dreams Are Made of These by the Eurythmics.
Mm-hmm.
I used to feel like the original song and the way it was sung was way too upbeat.
Mm.
I was like, why is this song so upbeat?
I've always liked Sweet Dreams, but there's something about Mad World where it's kind of supposed to be a little down and depressing.
Well, yeah, I agree. Um, that, Mad World is not supposed to be a happy song. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. That's,
Exactly.
um, you know, oh, I do have identifiers now.
Yay. Now I can finally
Yeah,
get shit out of my transmog cube.
I will actually take that above having willpower plus 8 and power regen 1 a minute because it's like a bunch of special defenses, which I'm always going to take.
Why not have it? There it is. I know I must have a third rocket. Wait, I'm confused. 3 rockets didn't produce something? Boo, transmog cube, boo. It's 3, isn't it?
3.
3 of the same item.
Yes.
I put 3 blue rocket mods in, and they didn't make anything.
It's weird.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, well. This minion damage plus 20. This has minion damage plus 5. Well, I guess I know what I'm keeping. Oh, wait, we're not done. Got more shit. Oh,
So much shit.
shit.
Is there some
I
rule to
know.
what can go in there?
It has
I
to be
usually
one
do,
square
like,
big.
yeah.
That's the rule.
So I usually do like all my components. I usually keep my relics and stuff out, just so that I know what relics I have. And
I put all my
I only,
single-use items in there.
yeah, my single-use items and also my uh like my scraps, like when
Essences.
I break things down.
Yep. You can also put the Peacemaker in there. That's fine.
Oh, I don't, but
You don't? I do.
no, I like my peacemaker where I can see it.
Huh. But yeah, this
This
thing
doesn't do
is
shock attack.
loaded down right now. Good gosh.
Where
So
am-
many. I'm not gonna use. Alright, here's.
Yeah, this has all these beautiful
What's that?
special defenses, so I'm gonna wear that
None
one.
of these go on. No battery.
Keep this cricket bat for when we eventually go up against Side and I.
Field radius, yeah. Spectrum.
We got to the backpack, woohoo! And I got the kitty in my lap.
Can put the toxic and the spectral on there and electricity. If only I could have all three. Oh man!
Everybody say hi to the kitty!
Hi, kitty.
Kitty's like, why are you showing me off?
Cause Cam.
Because I love him. Yes, he is
Good
my
one,
good
too.
boy. Yes, is you good boy.
That
Knew he's such a good
for you.
boy. Knew he's good boy.
Sounds good. What are you? That's not bad. Or 9.
I
Right,
actually,
sure.
like, the inside of my pack is actually neat again.
Right? Can actually pick stuff up and not just be an angry toad. Alright.
That's stuck in my head, damn it. More experience required to upgrade will pardon the frack out of me.
My ideal Daft Punk is their Interstellar 5555 album. Which is pretty much the one most people know. Alright, let's demodificate my wonderful gun.
And now I have to, speaking of, I have to check now and make sure that the relics and stuff that I have on this weapon are still...
It's Nano Forge, this gun.
Oh, phew. Oh no, not that one! Okay, so we gotta... No, not the augment... the demodificator.
Oh no, I need more accuracy? What will I ever do?
Right, so that's... what do I have it for? This doesn't do ignite. So that's critical damage
Oh no,
bonus.
I'm too far. Fudge.
Oh, plus 17 lives. Yeah, I'll take that one. I will take... It's like 1 health every 2 seconds, but it's still a little bit of health regen. Although critical damage bonus and then 2% tox. No, that's not.
Butts.
Why is that stuck in my head? Of all the songs we've sung tonight.
Damn it all. Done this to myself.
I'm absolutely gonna need to take the tech out of there with all the times I've. Yeah. Nope, I don't wanna. I mean, I might want to augment it, but yeah, sure. Let's augment the shield. And now I can't use my own damn shield. I augmented it, and I can't use it now.
Well, you just gotta add some points.
Can I help you?
I think I have points to add currently.
You don't have points to add?
Farewell.
No, I've been using them all.
Oh man, I've still got 72 to distribute.
Well, I've been dumb, I guess.
Can I help you?
Now I'm shieldless.
Miscellaneous.
Well, I'm not shieldless. I have backup shields. They're just not as good.
Alright. That is
But at least I have a backup shield.
29. What else did you...
Farewell.
A little pissed at myself right now.
Fuel and battery. Let's go... for new...
No. That.
Liverpool. We finally got the backpack. I'm so happy.
Solitary life you choose.
Oh, this is kind of a cool shield. It's very phalanx-like.
Oh. There was else.
I mean, yes, it kind of looks like that too, but... Oh man, what do you want, Miner? Oh, yeah, he has a quest now, probably because we... I don't know if he did or not. Let's... Nope.
Bad. Let's see what our other options.
Here when you get back. If you get back. Yes.
It's so weird seeing all this space.
I know.
Nope, wrong.
That in my...
Excellent. And how may I be of service?
You got 9 to 23. Work.
Come back whenever you like.
Stonehenge. Cellar at Stonehenge.
Yes.
Blacksmith 46. Don't consume energy. Good.
Alright. Here's a lot
Other
of...
one?
Just looking at the different quests we have.
Yes. Do you guys still have laser sight goggles? Because I don't know why I have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
they're
do.
they're from Jessica Summer Isles.
Oh, okay. I should continue to hang on to them for the moment.
Yeah.
We haven't gone to do her quest yet. So, I just
Liverpool
realized I was running
tunnel.
around without a shirt. That was embarrassing.
Alright.
Alright. That didn't
Other titles. Okay, I have the Tinker, the Crate Crasher, and the Master Quester. Well, okay then. Alright.
Oh, his
Thank
inventory
you for
changed.
joining us this evening, ladles and gentle spoons. We will see you again Thursday. We're not sure what we're going to play yet, but we'll get there. Have a lovely evening. Be good, and if you can't be good, be safe. And if you can't be safe, tell the EMTs everything, especially if you have dysentery.
Had that once.
But did you die?
No.
Prices next.
Alright. Bye, stream.